2022, I got involved with the Russian mafia. Here's how it happened.
Looks like they've been breastfeeding for a year.
Bart, what's your name? Bert?
Oh, my mom's gonna be so upset.
There's not a Mormon I've ever met that I haven't loved. Jesus Christ.
Is that the style?
Oh no. Boyfriend glasses are like the most popular
What does that
Ray-Ban. It's a style of glass.
Oh, it's like
sunglasses.
it's the model.
Yeah. Those are the. I have those too. My daughters steal those from me.
They're cool. They're totally
great.
You could girls look good in them too.
Yeah, no, the boyfriend glasses are. I don't have mine.
Boyfriend glasses.
Bigger.
Because then when you wear them, you're just like, it's my. I have a boyfriend.
Yeah, it's.
I stole these from my boyfriend because I forgot them today.
No, they start at like 5 a.m. and they're every 15-minute increments. You do 4 an hour, so you do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then usually at like 9 o'clock you're out. So you do roughly 25 interviews?
No, Bert. Most people do not do that. What are you saying no to? If this is, do you say no to anything?
So funny. I say no to fucking TV and movies.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy what I say no to? I don't say no to, I never say no to press.
Anything.
No, because, and you know, it's like you have a relationship with these radio stations. I've had a relationship with them since my first special is the first time I did it. And
I've never done one.
Oh, they're you do them like I used to do them for. Yeah, I can't believe I've never done one. I used to do them for Travel Channel. I always do them for specials. I always do them for like the like on my book. I did one.
Yeah.
I here's what I think. It helps if you are actually have a product on sale. Meaning, if you have tickets on sale or if you have a special that people can go and watch,
yes,
it helps immensely.
Something to actively talk about.
It does not help if you have like my special airs Friday night at midnight. It doesn't help. My book comes out.
Oh, it needs to be right now.
It needs to be like
they can consume it.
Tickets are on sale right now. Use promo code SHOTS, and then people go, "Oh, I got to get a ticket," and they literally go.
Dude,
it's like
everything.
The Billboard thing.
I was just at Netflix talking about how they promote their stuff.
What an exciting
Is
fucking
that a fun
time.
meeting? Is that a fun meeting?
Oh, it's a very fun fucking
where they
meeting.
kind of like lift the curtain a little bit,
Yeah.
and you get to see how you're marketed to and what people respond to. And they're not doing anything shifty. It's just helpful. But it's that was what interested me the most and stood out was that if they're advertising it, it's already out. It's not coming soon.
Yeah.
It's out because they want people to be able to go, I like that, watching it tonight.
That's the most interesting thing about Netflix, and it's like, is that like the first time, and the first special I knew about on Netflix was Segura's second one. I didn't even know Netflix was on the radar then.
Yeah.
And his second one was coming out, and I was like, hey man, if you want, you can come do my podcast to promote it. And he was like, maybe like in like a month when it's out. And I was like, wait, I think that would be too late. And he goes, no, it's different over here. He was like, you don't promote it until it's out. And it's so funny. I see people that aren't aware of that go and are about to have a Netflix special, or they're about to have the 15-minute specials or the 10-minute specials or the 30-minute specials. And they go and they literally like wall-to-wall plaster themselves all over press the week before.
Yeah.
And
people
you go,
forget too quick now.
People forget way too quick.
That's why I like to promote shows. Like if I have a weekend coming up, maybe it's justifying my procrastination, but I'm like the day before, I'm like, tell your friends I'm in town now. It's not it's so much of what we do now is just like impulse decision. And if it's right then, it's easier to get them there. But yeah,
So do you have a name for your special?
Yeah.
When's your special come out? Do you know?
October 1st. So I don't know when this is going to come out, but
we can put this.
I would love to.
We can put this out October 1st.
Sweet. Today.
It comes out today?
It comes out today.
Holy shit,
October
how exciting.
1st. Oh my God.
So this is all perfect.
This is the day.
We can put this out October 1st, right? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Yes. Today, my
nervous?
special Bangin is out on Netflix.
Oh, that's a great title.
Bangin.
Titles are so important too.
I toiled over this name. The process was long and hard. Andrew was a part of it.
Yeah, fingered in an alley. Didn't.
Fingered in an alley was close.
It was close. It was a little long.
But I cut that bit ultimately. So
fingered in an alley.
Oh man, we were going after
your face like this.
Fingered in an alley would be so successful, by the way.
It would have.
Dude, what's so funny is the names. I wanted to name my first special the Bert Kreischer story.
I love
and
that.
and to hear people go, so tell me about
Yeah.
the
Yes.
Bert Kreischer story. But then I came up with Comfortably Dumb. I'm not in love with that.
I like that.
title.
That's memorable.
The Machine was the second one.
Yes.
And then Secret Time, Ralphie named for me because I was doing a bit on
that's
stage
nice.
drunk where I didn't have any material and I was just telling secrets about my family. Like
Yeah.
just real, like legit secrets. And Ralphie was howling and we were on a cruise, Mike Caltz's cruise, Cowheads. And I got off stage and Ralphie's like, "Playa, that's the name of your special. Secret Time with Bert Kreischer. And just all you do is do your bits, but then throw in those secrets that no one knows, like."
And I loved that too because you hit it right away. Everyone's in on the secret. You come out, you do your thing, and then the special justifies itself. The title justifies itself instantly. I loved it.
And it feels like you're being honest.
Yeah,
right?
well,
Like
yeah,
you
all
say
those-
Secret
because-
Time, they're like, oh, there's truth to this.
Oh,
Yes.
they're all
People
true
want.
secrets. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel that way anyway. Like when you're doing clubs, sometimes I say something, I'm like, that doesn't leave this room. And so you know how many times you've said something, you're like, you guys, will you just be cool about what I just said? Because either it was something stupid that I'm like, oh, that didn't come out the right way, and that could get me canceled if taken out of context. Or it's something that I'm like, I feel comfortable with you guys. I'm about to tell you something I did. Don't tell, that kind of thing.
I used to go up, and when I started saying Secret Time after that on this podcast, where I go, Secret Time, don't tell anyone about this.
Yeah. Oh,
And it
yeah.
was just, hey, don't be a dick
You're
and,
right.
and share it. I'm sharing it with you. If they end up hearing about it, great. But like,
you know what? Last time you told me that because I was talking about something that I felt very vulnerable about, and I go, please do not tweet at him. And you go, don't worry, my listeners, like they get it.
they're not dicks in that.
This
and
is
that
a
it's like,
safe
if you
space.
talk shit about someone, they just go, cool. They don't like call you out and be like, hey man, you should listen to Bert's podcast. They're talking shit about you.
It's rare to have people collectively decide to not be assholes on the internet.
It's what happens when you have a lower tiered podcast.
Dude, I just referenced your Billboard, by the way, when I was at Netflix. They go, is there anything that stands out to you that, honestly, they just like opened it up to me. And I just go, okay, can I just tell you how cool that Bert Kreischer stomach billboard was? I saw it when I was coming up over the hill. And it stuck with me. And we talked about it last time. You were kind of like,
It was them. I got to give credit where credit's due. That's Netflix.
but you kind of struggled with the decision.
I struggled with it because they sent me the billboard, and I was like, "That's like." In my head, I didn't know that's what my stomach looked like. Like
Yes.
I didn't know that's what it looked like from the
3D.
side.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not really complimentary. And they're like, no, but they were like, we really think it would be a great branding for it because you are shirtless. And I was like, my ego was like, yeah, but if you're on a billboard in Hollywood, don't you want your face on it? Like that's like the ego part.
Absolutely. Yep.
And they were like, okay. And so they gave me a bunch of other options. And then they sent it again, and Leanne opened it. I was in the pool. She's like, I got to be honest with you, this fucking belly shot is so goddamn funny. And I was like,
oh, I love that.
and so I literally was like, you guys were right. I think I'm too close to it. And then it went up, and literally the day it went up, Joe Coy texted me and was like, best billboard ever.
Yeah.
And he was like, don't think I don't notice you got a Rolex on in this.
Yes.
And it was so funny. I'd never even noticed that. I was too mindful of my belly, but
There's a lot going on there because it's like, I love, first of all, that you trusted other people because your ego was too tied up in it and you weren't going to get to a place where you could see it from anyone else's perspective. So you trusted the people in your life to just, you know what? because these specials, it's all you. But then you have to trust other people. And with stand-up, it's really hard because I'm building this hour on the road alone. No one's working with me. And then all of a sudden you come into this process where the editing and the lighting and all these decisions that you don't need to make. And some things I'm like, I don't care about the set maybe.
Oh, I don't. I literally was tapped out. I was like, blue's my favorite blue's my power color. So I was like, so the only note I had was like, if there's some hints of blue in there, that would be great.
Bring out your baby blue.
Yeah, I was like, I would like some
Yes.
blues, and the only other note I had was they had a smoke machine and they had it plugged up and ready to go. And I was like, whoa, is that a smoke machine? And they're like, yeah. I go, kill it. And they're like, wait, it's gonna look weird if we don't have smoke in the background. I go, yeah, you know what though? I get asthma from smoke machines.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be breathy on my second hour.
Yeah.
And so they killed the smoke machine. And adversely, and this is like obviously
just panting through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Secret time? I don't know. I'm allergic to a smoke machine.
Your timing would
They
be
think you're doing a
just
bit.
fucked.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I what's crazy is that adversely in watching the special, I can notice little specks of dust that I think really were cool, but it's just because I'll notice it. No one else noticed it.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I like that there's no smoke machine. But you can definitely. There are practical things where you go, where you say, hey, I had a bit in the special where a fly ball goes over my daughter's head, and I need to act out at least 5 steps. So I was like, literally, I need a little bit of because they lowered this, they did the stage and then lowered it down.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't want a diving board like a square. Can you do like an oval?
Oh.
And then just give me enough room to turn around and walk back. And if I need to walk up steps, that's fine.
Yeah, yours looked really cool, and I'm like,
love
I'm
that
so
set.
happy that I can say that because I loved the way it looked. I loved the promo for it. I just thought they did a fantastic
thank
job,
you.
and you did a fantastic job. Whoever helped you, like
Your
with
head
that.
being off, people are like, "What is going on?" Like it's like Sia, how she covers her face, and you're like,
Yeah.
"What's going
It's
on
so
behind the wall?"
intriguing.
So you have no head. They're like, they'll at least check out 5 minutes to be
Well,
like, "What does his face even look
I'm
like?"
fascinated by both of you are people that are like very open with your bodies, even when
You
they
lost-
don't look great.
But you lost a ton of fucking weight. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, is that speed pills? Like, how did you get that fucking skinny?
I yo-yo like crazy. I already put it back on. Like I did boxing. Like I did and I get addicted. Like I see you get addicted. Like
Yeah.
I did boxing like 20 out of 30 days, and then I won't eat any carbs, and I'll be fucking great, and then I'll see like 3 abs, and I'll be like, all right, I'm good.
I
And
did
then
it.
yeah, I did
Yeah.
it. That's all I want to
Now
get to.
let's
is
Tinder
the one-
picture, let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's all I try to get to. I can't sustain it. It's not sustainable. It never
Yeah.
will be.
But every time you think, like, whenever I'm on a
Every-
workout kick,
yeah.
I'm like, this is going to be the rest of my life. Like, I can't believe, like, I found it. Like, this running is going to be my thing.
yeah.
And
Hot
I might
spin.
just,
hot
like,
spin right now.
spin. Yeah.
Hot spin.
Hot spin. What the hell does that mean?
Like 100 degrees in the room.
Why?
That's
And
a heart
you are,
attack, man.
and literally
Bert.
within 2 minutes, you're pouring sweat.
I like that too. I love running when it's humid out. I
Oh.
want to be so sweaty. I want to feel how much I'm working out.
I want it running into my socks.
Yes, me too.
It's my favorite
I
feeling.
like throwing off my workout clothes and it goes thwap on the ground.
Thwack.
And it is still wet when I'm packing up to go home on Sunday. And I worked out in that on a Thursday and it's just been sitting in a wet pile.
There's no better feeling than coming into your hotel room and seeing 3 pairs of pants in the bathroom all hanging up, and you're like, nice, I had a good weekend.
I did it. Yeah. But you just want to,
I haven't been on the road like that in so long. Like I haven't been in a hotel room in so fucking long.
Yes,
that
what's
the
it
second you
like?
said that, I was like, oh, I literally have been missing hotel rooms because there
They're
is so
great.
many things that we all share. Do you remember like 4 years ago, 5, probably 6, maybe 9 years ago, you posted a video and you were like, ugh, time to head into the gym at the hotel. And I tweeted back, are you in Des Moines?
oh my God.
And you were
yes.
like, I am. And I was like, oh my God, I fucking hate that gym.
that
But
gym was the worst
Oh.
gym. Microtel in Des
Microtel in
Moines.
Des Moines.
Oh.
Oh, you had 2 options. You could go to like Culver's or the bar on the corner.
Yep.
And or you could walk over the overpass.
Yep.
And there was like a Chili's or something.
A gas station. I ate every meal at a gas station that weekend.
Oh, that is
It was
so.
bad.
But there's certain things that we share as comics
Those
that like
weekends.
experiences where
Ugh.
like it's almost like you grew up together or you went to high school together.
Yeah. It's wild. Yeah, it's wild. The last time I was at and I went there so many times, the Virginia Beach Funny Bone. I think the last time I worked there was with you, or no, Richmond.
Richmond.
The last time I was. How many times have you been to Richmond Funny Bone?
I've been to
you'll-
Richmond a lot. I've
with,
been to Richmond. Me and you and Travis Charles worked together
Yes.
at one time. And I've been going back. There was a period of time where the only 2 white guys that could sell tickets were me and Segura. And we were the only ones going back to that club.
Yeah.
And
Buzz, remember Buzz?
he still is one of the most interesting human beings. And then
I'm glad he's still around.
And there's the one bouncer, the one black guy that wears the gloves, who's like hard
I
as
don't
a
remember
rock.
him. Uh-huh.
He's like maybe 80, and he's just ripped and yoked. And he got into a fight every single show I had.
just picking it out with just random people.
Short pump.
I remember when Candy got fired from there. I remember when Rick used to be the manager. You were there when Candy was the manager. I remember going there when Rick Barnes, who's now the manager in Virginia Beach, general manager there.
I've been there forever.
He was the manager at. Yeah, I remember when he was the manager in Cincinnati's old club, and he used to smoke in the green room.
When did you get started on the road?
I got started.
And how did you get started on the road? Doing what?
I got started like legit myself headlining. I think Isla was like one.
Were you featuring ever?
I never featured Funny Bones. I featured for 3 improvs, Miami and Fort Lauderdale. And a little bit, and then I would do off weekends.
So when you were living there?
No. When Georgia was born, 15 years ago, I was featuring around the country, and then I could do Saturday and Sunday. Mm-hmm. I could do Thursday and Sunday, and then they would bring in like Kevin Pollak or Louis C.K. to do Friday and Saturday. Guys who had like Hollywood jobs that didn't want to do the whole weekend.
Yeah, so you can make a little bit more money.
You could make a little bit more money, and then you could hang out with like Kevin Pollak.
Yeah,
who. I don't know anything really about him, but I know that working with him was a really great weekend because he was like accommodating and welcoming. And
yes.
Why don't you go get us 2 vodkas and we'll hang out and talk comedy?
Yeah, it's so nice when you work with people that are like. That's why I bring Andrew out. Do you bring? How long have you been bringing people out? I never did. I did a little bit towards when I started selling tickets legit. I started bringing some people. Or I'd have people in the towns that I knew. Yeah. But one of the things that I did, and this is not great, and I will say it's not great for your, not id, but like for you personally, is I would always say whatever local guy you have, I'll work with him, because I always felt like you should foster local talent, like you should foster the local scene. Of course,
I had more headaches through that than anything. We all did, but see, me and Tripoli and Ian Bagg and Steve Byrne and all of us never were allowed to take people because our class above us was David Spade, Jay Moore, Rob Schneider, Kevin Nealon. Like that was the class above us that was touring. Yeah. So like we could never take anybody. But adversely, I met you through that.
Yeah, that's true.
I met
because you get lucky. We've gotten so lucky with hosts where like I've met some kids that I got one kid helping me out. I'm doing the roast of Alec Baldwin. I hired him as my writer's assistant. I'm so grateful to meet. But then you get so many
pieces of shit.
Bad hosts. We've had so many.
So many broken human beings.
I had to fire one guy.
Really?
Because he called. What happened, Andrew?
He just saw 2 guys without any dates, and he decided to call them the F word.
Just not even in a funny
not really
way.
Like ironically or anything. Just like, look at you.
And you know what? It didn't do terrible. I'll tell you.
It was the best joke all weekend.
It did land. It made me hate my audience though that it landed. So I was like, he's got to go. I don't want to.
That it landed without a pun.
Yes, of course.
Like here's the thing about that word is the problem with that word is. And this is, I had a joke about this is why Trump got elected, was that guys weren't done saying the word faggot. And so so that's why.
You took it too soon.
They were like, hey, I wasn't done saying that word. I'm not done saying a bunch of words. Those idiots who can't realize that there is a nuance between that word if in a punchline or in a joke where it's necessitated versus just saying it as the shock. And
it's just, can't you acknowledge that a word that used to be acceptable is no longer because it hurts people's feelings, it makes them hate who they are and where they came from, and can't you extend your empathy? Can't you have empathy?
Just say queer boys, like just do something different.
Or you know
pansy
what?
Face.
My wife is fantastic with creative. I mean, not racial slurs, but creative, like
ways to tiptoe.
like just ways to like things that maybe old Southern women would say. Like I had this really great life experience that I want to turn into a bit where I lost child. I found a lost child at a parade, and it was very confusing.
Wow.
I said to him, I said, are your parents here? And he goes, my dad is. And I said, okay, where's your dad? And he said it. And I said, okay, what's your dad's name? He told me his dad's name. I said, awesome. do you know your mom's name? And he said, I do. And I said, is she here? And he goes, no. I said, where's your mom? He goes, I have no idea. And I went, you don't? And he goes, I don't know where she is. And I
Wait,
went,
how old?
He's like 5. And I was like, okay, he must be really traumatized.
Yeah.
I end up shortening a story that I'm going to try to tell on stage one time. I find his dad, and I find his dad and his dad. It turns out he knows his mom's name because she had him, but he's never met her. But he has 2 dads, and that's why he knew his dad's. Like, it was like really
hilarious.
It's a great.
What a great twist!
What a great
It's like
twist,
those
right?
Riddles.
Well, it's kind
And
of funny
so-
because you're like, what's your dad's name? He's like Tom and Jeff.
Yeah, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And
Dad's plural.
names.
Yeah.
And so, but it was really funny, but in as I'm telling the story, and by the way, if you hate on my wife all you want, but this is why I love this woman. She just goes, "Oh, his daddy was a Sugarfoot," and I went, "What?" She called him a Sugarfoot, and I could not,
Sugarfoot.
and I could not stop laughing at like a beautiful way to say, like,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't think
It's
any gay
so
guy would find that
I think-
hurtful.
I think they would be flattered.
Yeah,
it
and
sounds delightful.
I could not stop
It's
laughing.
it's all how you say it,
Oh, he's
right?
a Sugarfoot?
It's all how you
yeah.
the Sugarfoots, or you know what I mean?
No,
like,
it still sounds adorable.
Yeah,
it
it
still
kinda
sounds
does.
really delightful and nice.
But
Sugarfoot.
I did that. By the way, I did that for Kathy Griffin one time. I opened for Kathy Griffin and dropped a hard F up front.
Yeah.
Foot?
Yeah, because I was nervous.
Yeah.
And I got off stage. She's like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "I was nervous. I don't know. I got
Totally.
caught up." She was like, "Okay, I understand it. Please don't say that word again." This is, by the way, 15 years ago.
I mean, this was 15 weeks ago that this
Yeah.
guy did it. It's
Yeah.
a different time for
It's-
sure. I
yeah.
mean, I think we could all be canceled for things we've said back in the day now, because not because it's coming from a place of hate. It was just like, it was different.
Was it? And what I'm obsessed with sometimes is the inability for people to remember the nuance of the past and how things were
can't.
different. People just go, "I don't know what
Everything's
you're
like-
talking about."
Nothing's ever changed. It's always been the same. People don't even realize it, like, because
What was it? Cancel
they don't
culture.
reflect.
Cancel culture came after John Wayne. John Wayne, he's been dead for like
No, they dug him up, though, I think.
30 years. They're like, cancel John Wayne, and I was like, wait, you can't cancel John Wayne. He's dead already. Like,
Oh, right. Well,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson got double canceled. You
Double
know, like
can- but
he got hard canceled.
it's hard to
post-death.
cancel black people. Black people need to cancel black people. White people can't cancel black people. You can't. White people cannot cancel black people.
That's a really good point.
Black people had to cancel R. Kelly. Black men
Oh,
and
you're
black women
right.
canceled R.
You're
Kelly.
right.
You can't, because I'll tell you right now, from what my perspective is, black people haven't canceled Michael Jackson.
No, not even
That's
close.
just white people that cancel Michael Jackson. Black people are like, I don't know, man. He put out some good music.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
You're
Donnell
so
Rollins.
right.
Donnell Rollins is always the barometer of black cancel culture.
I just also think that you can still enjoy it. I don't know. Canceling is really like Sarah Silverman losing out on that.
Cancel culture is
Do
so
you
movie?
think with Eddie Murphy coming back, he got 70 million? Do you think they're going to call out his specials and it's going to come to light
100.
again?
100%.
Are
Then
they
we're gonna
just
hate
waiting?
Shrek.
If he does not have a premise
Yeah.
that acknowledges his past aggressions, it will come back to him. There's no way.
Well,
have
do you think he's gonna have a bet? I do not think.
I'll tell you what he better talk
Well,
about.
remember how you're absolutely right, because people were so disappointed when Louis came back and he didn't acknowledge it, and that's what everyone was like. Just write a joke acknowledging it.
Aziz acknowledged it. He spent the first 30 seconds. He sat down, somber, and then went on with his.
Right.
Yeah,
You know.
So you think Eddie's got to acknowledge?
that is infuriating
I know.
to me as a comic.
I agree.
That you have to do something. To
No, I agree with
say
you.
Where you go, so you guys know that, and no humor.
Yeah.
You know that I
what?
was.
I wanted to hear Louis' perspective on it. To be honest with you, like I like his perspective.
But I think his
and I'm like,
perspective is so angry right now.
right. When he's ready, but
I don't think he's ready. I
do
think I think he was like, I'm gonna need to work this out, but it's not gonna be the first joke I tell. And I think he wrote some jokes that maybe people felt like he just was never gonna talk about it, and it made it impossible for him to talk about. It made it impossible. By the way, I'm on Aziz's side with what he did, because only for the fact that he could not have tried to figure out a good bit that it dealt with the emotions. The closest bit he had was that stupid fucking Pizza Hut bit. That is the dumbest fucking bit
What
I've
joke?
ever fucking seen.
What?
Hey man, you ever notice that you ever hear about the guys that put the swastika on the pizza? You seen that right guy? You seen that right guy? And then the bullies the guy into going, yeah. Because I'm on Netflix. I'm on Netflix. I don't want to be the guy that doesn't know about the fucking Nazi bit. And he goes, yeah, what did you think? Did it look like a Nazi? He's like, yeah, I think so. Because he's got to be PC. And he goes, I lied. Never even happened. You look at you. If he had just said, told you I didn't rape that bitch, that would have been good. Because that's what he wanted to say, but he didn't say it because he couldn't say it. Because had he had said it, they would have called him out earlier and it would have ruined him. He got fucking double fucked that he never, the way things are, everyone's videotaping everything you do.
So what do you think he should have done?
He did everything he could. He did the best thing he could.
He went away.
He did everything. And by the way, I do not think what happened with Aziz was as egregious as what happened with other people. I think what happened with Aziz is it was a case of just seeing that the fucking emperor had no clothes. He's not woke.
I never understand that analogy. I've never read
it's
that.
It's that everyone's like.
I never looked into it.
He came out and said, I'm woke.
My whole life, people say it. I just had to say
The naked emperor.
Explain it instead of me going,
Maybe that emperor had no clothes is actually a really bad analogy for that.
I'm making you
as soon as I was like, wait, no, but he came out and said, I'm a feminist, I'm woke. All you guys are assholes. All you guys that don't hear women. And then the truth is, and this is what's true about most, if not all men, he just wanted pussy at the end of the day. That's why he got in the entertainment business. He was a smaller guy.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get it unless he was a millionaire. It's not like he's the most attractive guy in the world.
It's amazing
what
being a comedian, how hot it is
yeah,
for men.
Yeah. I mean, look at the guys.
It's my whole new act right now is talking about how like I just thought I looked around and saw like guys like upgrading significantly once they get famous, and I'm like, he doesn't deserve that hot of a
Not
chick.
even
but
remotely.
That's a supermodel that's with that guy that's not even that impressive. And so I thought it would happen to me, but it's not this. I can't get supermodel guys.
It's not a.
No. Women value Mike on stage telling people like what it is. People get girls get wet for that because we're just like, he's the leader. It like goes back to old stuff, but women don't.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I can't get a hotter guy because I guess.
I'm right now going through all the female comics, their husbands and their boyfriends going, you are 100% right.
Right.
I mean, I would argue.
It doesn't mean I don't get a good guy.
But yeah,
but not hotter. But like, you guys all get like hot and good women.
Eliza cleaned up for a period. There was a time where she was fucking like,
but she's also beautiful.
NHL.
She is so hot.
Nikki. All women but Nikki, Whitney, are equally well as beautiful.
Thank you for saying that. But
equally, if not more. But Eliza had a period where she was like hooking up with like hockey guys and like pro athletes. And her boyfriend's attractive. Her husband's attractive now.
When I saw I was like,
but you're right.
This guy? What's going on? Because I'm not close with Eliza. We run into each other. It's always friendly, but I just didn't know. I'm like, what type of guy is marrying Eliza? Like, that's fast. Like,
it's so interesting.
She's been this road dog with her road dog, and then suddenly this guy. And then I saw him backstage with her, and the way he watched her on the monitor while she was doing this, like, we were doing this benefit for Ray Romano. He was like so loving and like laughing at her jokes and just like. And really, like, I was like, "That's it. That's what you want."
He's a good-looking guy in person.
Got it. Good job.
In person, I met him backstage
and he's
at
good
the
looking.
store. He's a good-looking guy. I don't know. I think he's better looking in person than I do think he is
on
Instagram.
But do you think you have to go through a lot of like dumb hot dick to like then end up with a guy that's just like, no,
I think I
joke.
can get a hot guy who also looks at the monitor admiringly. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I will not. I want to be attracted to them.
Yeah, you have to be. But what's your ideal looking guy? Like, give me a stereotype of a guy where you go, like, do you think Owen Wilson's attractive?
No, and because that's the guy that everyone says I look like on the roast.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, so you got me to
Martha
use that.
Stewart.
I just watched a movie with him in it yesterday.
No, I used to find him very attractive.
I think
because,
he's a really good looking
yeah,
guy.
and he's
You're more of a
funny and
Luke
hot.
Wilson, I think.
Thank you. I think Luke Wilson is a more striking, feminine, like.
No,
face.
I was saying like you'd be more attracted to Luke
Oh,
Wilson.
I'm definitely attracted to like a Luke Wilson type. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks.
I love that
Anyway.
Nikki immediately goes, yeah, I do look like Luke Wilson.
Thank
like
you.
you've thought about this.
I'm
a
like, I'll
lot.
take any guy
Yeah,
that
any
isn't
Wilson. Yeah.
Owen Wilson, because that really hurt at the roast when like I forget who even had the joke that I looked like Owen Wilson, and everyone fucking laughed so hard, and I was just like, yeah, I see it. Like it just blew the place lit up, and I was like, well, verified. And but I'll
Maybe
tell
you
you,
need a chef because Amy and Eliza's guys are
I know
both chefs.
that they'd have to be a vegan chef. I can't have them like handling meat. It's just too much for me. I don't care if you eat meat. I don't even know that I don't care, but like I could tolerate that. But if you're handling meat and like appreciate meat, I can't really deal
Can
with
I
that.
show you a guy that I would like to set you up with?
Yes.
I can really.
Can
make
I be
this-
honest with you?
100%. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What does
I
he
think I
do?
can make this happen.
How
Yeah,
many
what does he
followers
do?
does he have on Instagram?
He's actually. I think this would be a power couple.
Oh shit!
I'm not even fucking around.
That's
He's
what I
a
want. I want someone who is like as successful
He
in
is
their
as
field as
successful.
I am.
He is
How tall?
one of my. That's so funny. You know what? I typed his name in, and the first thing that came up was his height.
Wow.
Which is?
I'll tell you right now. Height is. He is. I don't know. It doesn't matter. By the way, I think he has a girlfriend. Shit.
Oh, that's
God.
even better.
Yeah, it is better.
Just wait for her to
I
drop
think
off.
his girlfriend has kids.
Okay.
He's 34 years old.
This is really
Okay.
a great
I'm
pitch,
35.
Bert.
Shit.
His girlfriend has kids. He doesn't.
I don't think he
This
does.
guy's been married for 6 years.
I don't mind kids.
Okay, let me find a good picture of him.
I don't mind a
this
wife.
is-
Okay, here he is.
Yeah, he's cute. He kind of looks like me too.
He does.
Yes, he does.
a little bit.
We would look alike. We
He
look
is.
like brother and sister, which is a good sign.
His name's Brad Leone. He's a chef for Bon Appetit. He's got a very successful cooking show online.
Okay.
And he
I would
is-
like to see
he
a
is
video
starting
of
to
him.
blow up, and he's
that helps.
really-
It helps when you can watch video evidence of them and then watch them enough that you develop a crush.
Okay,
Because
you're
I
gonna
can't
definitely
develop
have a crush on
crushes
this guy.
from pictures. I need video. I need to see you talking.
The nice thing about a chef is they're very busy. They have long hours. They're not going to be dependent on you.
Yeah.
There's
they
this
can-
one of him
Maybe.
Good with their
camping,
hands.
making campfire that you're gonna love.
But wait a second. Is he handling meats and does he like love a
Yeah, he
cut of
handles
a
meat.
thing?
He handles meat. He's from Philadelphia.
humanely? I'm guessing.
I'll
I just went out with this guy. Okay. Well, I went out with this guy once that like wasn't a chef, but he was just like loved cooking. And he's like, I asked him, what was the greatest meal you made? And he knew I was a vegan. He was so mad about it, which I didn't even care. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm vegan. It's not like I know I'm really over the top on Instagram, but that's not how I conduct myself out in the world.
yeah.
Like in
I was
conversation.
vegan for a little bit.
You were?
Yeah, for like I think well ultimately, I mean technically if you're gonna ask me how long I was vegan, it really was about
Good.
45 minutes.
Okay.
Only because I didn't know that there was egg and pasta.
Some pasta.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And
okay.
so and so I had pasta with no meat. But then
That's okay,
I was vegan
because-
for like I think about a week.
Yeah.
And it was really difficult. It was really, really difficult to find things.
Yes. And you live in LA.
Yeah, and then I was like, and I didn't even go to any of the vegan restaurants. I just cooked vegan. I made vegan meatloaf for the girls.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember this on
yeah.
Instagram. Yeah.
I went vegan,
And-
and it was, you know what, I gotta be honest with you, it was very fun. Like, I had a lot of fun doing it because, yeah, it turned dinner into like, instead of going like, what do you guys want for dinner? Steaks or burgers or hot dogs, or you want to make chicken?
It was
I can
like
go
an
get a chicken.
adventure.
It was an adventure, and I'd be like, what do you guys want for dinner? And I'd get excited, and they'd say meatloaf. I go, I'm gonna make vegan meatloaf. And so I went and I got all the ingredients.
Yeah. Everyone.
My sister loved my vegan meatloaf.
yeah.
My vegan meatloaf was
It's
pretty
still
outrageous.
vegan
Yeah,
stuff.
you
is
can
delicious.
add
You
sauce to
can't-
anything. It's like
it's never gonna taste like. I mean, some of it does taste like meat, but like you don't.
yeah, I don't
really-
like the Impossible Burger. Like
because it tastes like meat.
We
yeah,
got
I
a
don't
bunch-
like
yeah.
a pretend burger. Just give me a veggie burger. Give me black beans or whatever. I
I
don't
like
want to.
I like the Impossible
Really?
Burger. I also like the Beyond Burger. Beyond Burger was really
20
good.
minutes later, I can feel it in my throat. Like, it makes me burp, gives me indigestion.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, his body is
I have an
nightmare.
old Jew stomach, so.
Do you have asshole problems?
I mean, I
Every
do.
meal-
I think if I showed them to you, you go, oh yeah, you definitely do. I don't notice them.
Okay.
Like I've had diarrhea for maybe 4 years. I've been shitting diarrhea my whole life. Like I don't even notice it anymore.
Bert, do you do that as a bit? I've had diarrhea for 4 years.
Yeah.
That has
no.
to go in your act. Make
Yeah, I haven't
sure
had
you
a
remember
solid
that line.
shit in 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know when.
Just
I don't
having
know.
diarrhea for 4 years is so. And
I
mean,
I
that's
think there are men
booze.
men's assholes are just
Yeah.
in pain all the time, and they don't even know it. I didn't know this.
My asshole
Oh, yeah.
has every problem. I
Yeah.
got the hemorrhoids.
He
I
had
got
fissures,
the
which is
fissure.
one of the worst. Whenever I'm on Reddit and they go like, "There's a question like, what's the worst pain you've ever felt?" And I'm reading all these anal fissures are like
What are
number
anal
one.
fissures?
Dude, it's like a little tear, and it's the smallest little tear in your asshole. But any little shit, it could be the smallest shit. The pain is like, I just got a tattoo. It's like getting your asshole tattooed by wasp every time.
By wasp.
Every
I picture wasps.
Yeah, the
with-
wasp. Yeah.
I'm
It's
looking
not
at the wasp with his wing holding on to
Yeah,
the
I
tattoo
know.
gun.
Just being like, hold still, man.
Yeah, they don't sting
Stings you. Stop moving. Stings you.
Yeah, it doesn't. Dude, it is.
I wonder if I have
after
anal
you shit,
fissures.
like you shit, and then 2 seconds
You would
later,
know.
it hits you, and I'm in front of the mirror, like
Oh, I don't
biting
have
on a
that.
piece of wood. Like, it's insane, dude. And
I
it's
mean,
in my family. Like, I've had bad assholes
Did you
throughout generations.
Want to go and get pain meds? Like what?
Yeah,
did
so
you
there's
do?
this thing I found, Recticare, which I've talked
Oh
about
yeah,
before.
you love Recticare. If
It's-
anyone's
it's-
suffering with
Oh,
asshole issues, and
anything.
this is not an hashtag, not an ad. Recticare is like he loves it.
It's like $38 for
He
a
has it
tube.
in his
It's
pocket all the
expensive.
time.
Yeah, I don't leave home without it.
Wait, I love Preparation H.
Dude, this is on a whole nother
Recticare?
level.
It's gonna change your life.
Recticare, it numbs your asshole. It's like Novocaine for your asshole.
Where do I get this?
Dude, I got you.
No, is it over the counter?
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot what over the counter means.
Yes.
You can just
It's
buy it.
under
means
the-
an emperor
it's
with no
everywhere.
clothes.
You can
Yeah.
get it.
It's an emperor with no clothes. Poor Aziz is like, finish your fucking analogy, asshole.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I feel bad for him. I really do feel bad for Aziz. I
About having an awkward hookup and having the girl take it a
I
different
think
way.
it was
and
probably a
feel-
little more awkward than awkward.
Yeah, no,
you know?
I feel like
but
she
I don't
felt her
think-
feelings, and her feelings were not good.
Yeah, and
he
I
might
but I
not
don't
have known
think
that.
I cancel things like you were
And-
saying the Sarah Silverman thing.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Sarah because
I don't even remember what that episode. I mean,
I don't know.
clearly
I don't
she was
even- yeah.
making fun of blackface.
And
She wouldn't do it now. It was a
No.
different time. Julianne Hough went for Halloween as blackface to
As
do
blackface.
orange. She went as blackface. The concept of it.
what would be the concept of blackface? Like if you just a burnt piece of cork?
She went as for
Yeah,
Orange is the New
yeah.
Black. She was being one of the characters from that, so it was recent.
well, Jimmy Kimmel did blackface.
and she didn't lose.
Jimmy
maybe
Kimmel
she
had
did.
black body.
Oh
He painted his whole body black and then made fun of Karl Malone like, so Karl Malone. Like he did the
I'm sorry,
but
I
it
just
might
got
be-
a spray tan. I'm knocking off a skin tone that isn't mine right now. Is anyone calling me on it? I'm not saying like this might
you
get
went-
canceled. I could get canceled in a
if you
couple
went
years.
a little darker than that, yes. Isn't that
Yes,
crazy?
I'm not kidding you. I have a joke about it in my act about doing Dancing with the Stars where they overtanned me so much that I was like, this is blackface. Like, take it down a couple
Guys, I
notches.
think this is problematic.
I can't go on TV like this. Yeah, but I mean, it's when someone told me that Sarah lost the movie role, I'm like, you know what? The thing is, fine, be upset about it, punish people in the moment. Everyone's heated up. But just know that this is a ridiculous thing to do right now because you're going to forgive the person ultimately. This will all blow over. You've done it time and time again. Who has been canceled permanently?
I don't know.
Besides
I
like
won't
big
say
time
s-
rapists.
I won't say
Oh, I-
some names because like there's a guy that I know who has a movie trailer that came out today. Now I'm safe saying that because this is coming out a while from now. And I watched a movie trailer and I said I wonder how the internet's reacting to this because he was canceled. And I looked and it's not good. And then and you're like, and there was never like no legal proceedings. No, it was just he said, she said, like, and I mean, Chris Hardwick bounced back okay, it looks like.
Yes, and some people should. And by the way, when I say that they all bounce back, I'm not saying like they
They're not
should.
gonna be where they were.
But I'm also not saying that I think they should bounce back. There are some people that I'm like, I wouldn't care to hear from them ever again. Go away. I'm glad you're an asshole anyway. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And what you did was gross. But then there are some people that it's just like, okay, like, please, we're eventually going to let you back in. Can we just get to a place of it where we acknowledge that anyway? They said they're sorry. But to lose a movie role that by the time that movie would come out, no one's going to be thinking about this.
Can I tell you what really is bothersome to me is that the people that canceled Sarah, that got her fired ultimately.
Who was it, the production company?
No. I mean, no. It's people circulating the photo of her.
Yeah.
Actually aren't offended by blackface at all.
No,
it's the alt-right that did it.
They
because,
love it.
Yeah, because
wow, that's interesting.
It's because and here's where the lesson could be learned. If there is a lesson to learn, maybe they're trying to ultimately, I don't agree with them. I'm just saying what happened. They're trying to teach Sarah a lesson because Sarah has been so cancel culture to the other side.
Yeah.
They're trying to say, so if you want to play ball, we'll play ball with you. You've been saying our behavior is problematic because we've said some things that maybe we didn't feel inappropriate. Let's go back and take a look at your record.
Yes.
And that's what happened to Sarah, and by the way, Sarah, I think kind of beat everyone to the punch 4 years ago when it wasn't even like in vogue to be backing up political correctness. She 4 or 5 years ago, she was like, I hate that Amy and her both said my previous character. Ugh, that makes me dislike their stand-up forever. So I'm like, oh my God, I thought you guys were funny. You were doing characters? Like what? And don't defend it. Don't say anything. I know everyone's your friend in that group, but my previous character of this dumb white girl, and I'm like, Sarah, that's like saying Dave Attell's character of the drinking. Like it's just so disingenuous. You wrote those jokes. Like don't say you wrote them as a character. You're not fucking like Bobcat was. But in defense of Sarah, she came out.
I completely agree with them. To be honest with you, Bert, it does. I completely agree that when I started out in comedy, I played a character of like a dumb,
100%, but
racially insensitive cunt.
Sarah was doing comedy 25 years when this quote unquote character, like
I know, but like her character was a dumb, racially insensitive cunt.
Yeah, but. And was it? That's my point. Was it a character?
But there are some jokes she did that she would go and be very sincere and talk about, but she was oftentimes like, you knew that person wasn't doing those things.
I never thought she was racist.
She would be sometimes because she would be like, she would just play dumb.
But that was Sarah offstage
no.
too. She wasn't racist ever, but she was.
I saw her
body mannerisms were like, and I understand Amy saying she played a character. I do get that because Amy was young. Like Amy was like in comedy, like 4 years when she was on Last Comic Standing.
But like, I wish I had examples, but there are jokes Sarah does that you're absolutely like, this is a street joke. She's essentially like, there's no part of it that is based in reality.
I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I
think that those jokes are the ones that they're like, come on, like that was just that's what the worst person says. Like, you know, in terms of roast jokes I'm writing, if you ask me if I really thought that about those people, of course I don't.
It's totally different.
So it's like, but you would be like, well, Nikki, you were yourself on the roast. No, but I'm playing the worst character version of myself. I wouldn't tell this to these people's faces.
I mean, look, I've said some horrible things. I think I don't know. I get disconnected from the defense of.
I see what you're saying.
I was playing a character because you said them. Like.
But here's the thing. That's why I love when I watch Veep. I'm like, wow, if I wrote for a show like this, I could let out some crazy shit.
Right?
Like, because that's where you can hide behind a character. I mean, the people that are writing those jokes, you're like, your mind is dark as shit.
Yes.
And you get away with it in such a different way than stand-up.
Now, what about the concept of like, and this is parallel to the quote unquote characters of stand-up versus writing for a sitcom.
Right.
People have said in reflection that a show like The Office today could not be made.
Right.
And they're saying because it was so racist, by the way.
And sexist.
Number one popular show on Netflix.
And it is still Do you remember when they both brought Asian chicks to the Christmas party?
Oh my God.
And they put 1 and 2 on their arms so they could tell them apart?
I mean,
I still didn't know.
it's Kulap was in that. Do you know Kulap? No, it's a friend of mine,
Yeah.
Look at all the woke people that were in that show, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone. BJ Novak, woke. Mindy Kaling, woke.
Yes.
Fucking Steve Carell. Like it was filled. Like,
Right.
So like my question is, hold that. They were at table reads. Why didn't someone stand up and go, guys, this is racist? I think they need to be canceled.
I know.
See, that's what the
Where
right
does
does.
it
Though.
end?
That's what the right does, and that fucking pisses me off. Don't cancel Sarah to prove a point.
Right.
Prove it. Cancel Sarah if you really are offended by her actions.
That is exactly it. Because Bert, when I worry about being canceled about things that I've previously said, it's not by people who would actually be offended because I didn't say anything actually offensive. I'm actually scared of trolls who hate me for being outspoken about whatever I'm outspoken about,
That's
finding
exactly
something
what it is.
to then let people know
That's exactly what it
and
is.
stoke the fire. I'm not worried about the people, the actual people who would be offended. It's about those little sneaky guys that want to ruin you.
That's what I mean.
You're
once
right.
Again,
That is the fear.
I'm speaking. You do not need to speak in this because I know Amy is one of your close friends. But I say what kind of fucked Amy, but this is who Amy is, so you can't fault her. She's a person of integrity, was when she decided to speak up on certain issues that these quote-unquote comedy nerd fans, these like cringe guys, were like, fuck you. You're supposed to be outrageous. That's why we came to the party. You switched parties on us? And Amy was just like, yo, they shot up my fucking movie. I'm going to come out against guns. And everyone's like, whatever happened to Amy we love? Like, it was like this, it's almost like if they feel like you switch brands on them, they come after you and they
Right.
try to cancel you.
She tried to be sincere.
She tried to be a little sincere and come out against and maybe a tad bit like sensitive to women's issues, which was all coming to the head at that time. And people were like, and I think it was a lot of O&A fans that were like, oh, bro, what happened to the little sister that we all knew and loved? That would say like the most fucked up shit.
I know. Actually, she's still that person that says the most fucked up shit, but she also just gives a shit too,
Yeah.
and cares about what she cares about. That's the whole thing about. I know that my vegan tirades are like annoying and like, oh God, shut up, and too overly sincere. I can't help it, but I can still be a good comic. But I think that they can't separate those two.
I have made the conscious decision to try to stay out of politics.
Yeah.
Only because I've found over and over again that I don't know anything. Like that I
Yeah, I don't
personally
either.
That's how
don't know
I
anything.
feel.
And so I remember one time I put something about human rights up or animal rights. I retweeted PETA, right? I retweeted PETA.
Wow.
Yeah,
PETA
but
Pit?
I don't by the way,
PETA Pit. They were promoting a new hummus and it was a little off brand for Bert.
There's not enough chicken
so
in this.
fucking good. I retweeted. By the way, I'm sure I don't know much about PETA, but like what I do know, like if we're talking about the broad strokes, they support animals. I love animals. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So like,
whenever you support PETA, you get the animal rights activists coming after you and people who hate animal people coming after you.
man, no one was on my side on this tweet. No one.
People hate PETA, but yeah, oh man, it's so
The
crazy.
PETA people hate me because I look like what I look like. The animal people, the anti-PETA are like, you're a traitor. And that's what that was like that's the you're a traitor. And then this one guy's like, bro, take that down. I will never buy another ticket from any of your
give me a
shows.
break.
And then I was like, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
I'm sure it was something. What was it about? Do you remember?
I do not remember.
Like saving a
I'm sure it
whale
was probably
from
about
a captive
I think it was
situation.
about fox hunting or something.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. That's not what it was. It was a long time ago. And
It was a fox hunting.
or something.
Sure,
like
I got
that.
it. I got you.
And I wrote back to this guy. I go, bro, at the base of things, how can you not support what PETA stands for? You have a dog in your profile. And he's like, fuckface, read my Instagram, my Twitter handle. And it was dog pig hunter. And he just hunted pigs with his dogs. I was like, oh, never mind. My bad. You're right. I didn't read it.
Well, that is a perfect example of the hypocrisy of people who love certain animals and don't extend that love to all animals. And I don't have a problem with dog pig hunter, because if you hunt your own stuff with your dog, I really don't have a problem with you. That's actually, you know what? The only people that should be able to allowed to eat factory farmed meat are people who work in the factory and actually do the dirty work of killing these animals, because the rest of us get to just turn a blind eye to it and eat it and not have to like actually see what happens. You should be able to eat meat if you do it.
I don't think they want meat after 9 hours of cutting off a sheep's head. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think they should deliver a cow to your house.
And you have to cut the throat?
Yeah, and you have to slaughter it in your front yard. I want there to be blood in your front yard.
If you like meat that much, that's what you should be able to have to do, and I would be fine with that.
I'm saying this.
Would you be able to kill a cow, kill a bull or whatever? Kill a cow? What is it? Cow meat?
Yeah. Here's the thing: is I would up until the point where I actually killed it and I realized what I did, and then I would break down.
The aftermath.
We shot a buffalo on trip flip. They had to like manage the herds or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they had to kill a buffalo. And I was so like, oh, this is going to be a great experience, like whatever. Whew. I was crying like our whole crew was crying. Yeah, because he goes, it's with the Crow Nation up in Montana. We're up on a hill. The whole herd of buffaloes on the base. Guy lines up his shot. We're all up there. Takes the shot. And the herd of buffalo move. And then, except for one, and he's just like, you can see him like, I don't feel so good. What happened?
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
Oh wow.
And then he's like, I don't. And his buddy's like, I don't think you got him. And he goes, I'll get him this time. And then the herds moved away, and this is gonna make you a little upset. Little baby buffalo's like, Daddy, come on, we're all leaving. Something's going on. And he's like,
fucking Bert giving these.
Give me a sec. I'm not feeling so hot. Pop again, and then the thing goes down to one knee, and then pops back up like, I can make it. Tries to move, and the baby one's like, come on, Daddy, we got this. We got to get out of here. Pop, pop, pop. Like after 6 shots, we are sobbing, crying, and they're like, he's down, and we're like, that wasn't what we thought it would be. It was fucking horrific.
Damn, that sucks.
I had a podcast with Kimmy Warner, this spear fisherman, and she was talking about conservation and how using the whole part of the animal. And I came up with this premise where I just said to you, like, they should deliver a cow to your front yard, and if you want a beef eater, you got to kill it yourself, and you got to cook, use all of it. You got to use all of it.
Oh wow!
And I think that would really change things a bit. I mean, obviously, I'm going to a steakhouse tonight, so that's not going to be up my alley 100%.
Yeah.
But there is like certain things, like when you do have to kill it yourself, it puts the onus on you.
Well, it's just like when you see, like you just see your dog, when you see your dog get scared or feel unsafe, like that's that feeling when they're cold or they're struggling, you're just like, to picture your dog feeling that is just like hell. Like it's, I don't know what it's like to have kids, but like that's the closest I felt to that kind of thing of like thinking of my dog suffering. Like I can't even think about it, but that's what happens. All pigs and feel the same kind of thing. And if I think about that suffering, and if I see you just describing that, seeing that must have been so hard.
It was so
and
hard.
it's so interesting to me that everyone had that same reaction.
They took so many shots. That's the
everyone on the
problem.
crew.
You're
You had a
right.
whole crew with you.
Everyone was
Crying. Oh my god.
Everyone was crying because
How did they pick which one to shoot? Is there a reason?
They picked the oldest. I think they have binoculars and they look for tags. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like we've had a number of those we had a number of those incidents on Trip Flip where, our motto was, we all eat meat. You guys better be fucking cool with this, because if you eat meat, you better be cool with the harvest. And I'm not even joking. Like, not once was I cool with the harvest. Like I never.
Yeah.
We stabbed a pig in the heart in Hawaii, and I mean, look, I could tell. I would love to say that I'm a badass. I couldn't do it. They gave me the knife, and I handed it to another guy. Like, you're up, man. It's your vacation. And he was like, and he like stabbed it, and he was like, that's not cool.
Oh, I bet that haunts him.
Oh,
And the noise that the pig was making was probably so. The hogs make the biggest. I'm from Florida, and you could hear it all.
where are you from in Florida?
Port St. Lucie. Yeah, yeah. I know.
Who
Random.
the fuck comes from Port St. Lucie?
I know.
Holy shit!
I
But
know.
we did it in Hawaii. We tracked them with dogs. They had collars, GPS collars on the dogs. We set the dogs out, and then we follow the dogs. You hear them, and then you hear, and it's pretty brutal, man. It's like, and like obviously, I'm not critiquing the Hawaiians that took us out and did it. This is part of their culture. Those pigs are invasive. They tear up the dirt. The dirt flows into the ocean. It ruins the reefs. This is part of how they sustain their own island. I get all of that. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying from personal experience, it was heart-wrenching.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, I just never, I hope I don't ever come back as an animal. Like if there's reincarnation, no thanks being an animal.
I would love to come back as my wife's animals.
That's what I want to come back as like a golden retriever because you'll be treated
Rogan's golden retriever.
Yeah, I mean the best life.
Oh,
if
I don't know.
like
He has to
really,
run a lot. I don't.
That dog.
That
dog
dog
runs a fucking
dog's like
shit
I don't
ton.
want to fucking hike today. I just want to.
Dog's like, bro, man. The dog comes home. He's like, he's got a podcast. I don't know how he does it. Yeah, it's crazy because even having this conversation, there are what's bothersome is that about some things that people are losing their minds right now, going like, yeah, but what about? And you're like, hey, just for a second, devil's advocate, hear the other side of the fence for a little bit, and then let it change your mind or let it not, and let you be steadfast in your opinions.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing that I think there's not enough of and I think it's the premise of cancel culture is people are immovable.
Empathy. Couldn't that happen to you? How would you like to have this handled when it does? That like
they don't want to. They don't
that.
want. They think about if you're talking shit about that, then you're talking shit about their parents and their like it's tradition. Like I killed, my dad killed, his dad killed. This is what we've done for 100 years. How the hell do you think you're gonna tell me how I'm gonna? And they take it personally.
Meat is so delicious. It
doesn't have to be.
So
I still eat
and
meat,
the idea
and I
of not having it makes people so sad.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge thing. Like people just like what they like, and it's like, well,
in Florida they'll grow a hog. Like they'll have a hog as a pet, and it'll be like 300 pounds or whatever, and they'll grow it, and the kids will be a pet in the like.
I mean,
and then they kill it after like 2 years, and then they eat it.
To do that,
and
that's
then
so.
But the thing that they say though is that the kid will then learn about life and how
my wife.
You can be murdered at some point by people who love you.
My wife had a pig.
Yeah.
My wife had a
that's
pig.
A good point.
She grew it. It was her pet.
Because that's true.
Yeah.
And then they killed it and they ate it, and my wife was devastated.
Yeah.
She was like, "Hold on, I got emotionally attached to that fucking animal."
Yeah.
Of course, that's got to be so traumatizing. And I complain about my parents lied to me about Santa Claus. What about when they murdered your best friend out in the barn?
My wife used to have to kill chickens with her bare hands.
Oh my god!
Do you know what I mean? Like just to be a little girl and they go, "Hey, go get us a chicken," and they didn't mean like bringing it alive. And Leanne would just be like, I mean, that like, but and when you talk about like my grandfather, there was no like speaking up in the fucking early 80s and being like, guys, that I just want you to know, like you had to.
You just do it.
Dude, I had one friend that was a vegetarian, and everyone's like, dude, your family's fucking weird. Like fake bologna, like phony bologna. We're like fucking, and he'd get a Whopper with like no meat and just cheese, and we'd be like, what a fucking, you know, like, there was like such a stigma to it. I
like
mean,
a loser.
Yeah. You don't feel manly. Like you take away.
It's effeminate.
Yeah.
Do you long for any meat at all?
I long for the ease of meat, like the availability of it and the options. And like, there's some fish that I'm like, oh God, I fucking love fish.
You miss crab, right? No,
Crab,
like crab legs?
Yeah, crab was like my favorite food. But no, I miss like froyo and like feta and just like some things that you don't even know there is milk in it or something.
Is there, from my experience, veganism is more of an ethical decision, correct?
It doesn't have to be. I feel like some people do it for health. Some people do it to save the world because like cows are farting and it's ruining the world. But I do it just because like I got dogs, and then I was like, every animal is a dog, and why I can't contribute to pigs feeling like sad and scared and being like, where's my mama? Like I can't do something that supports that industry.
No, I'm waiting for my daughters to turn vegan, because they're both huge animal lovers.
Yeah.
And the second they realize, I think Isla especially, the second she realizes, she's going to be like, hold the fucking phones. Her friends are two of her friends are vegetarian. And, you know, I'm definitely not woke, but I'm definitely woke enough to be like sensitive to a child's needs.
Yeah.
And not be the person that's like, oh, you're a fucking kid, eat a pepperoni. Like,
Right.
And there are
No,
dads that are like that.
Of course.
Yeah, they're
You're
like-
such a good dad. How do you do it, Bert? Like how
I
you
feel
work
like I know
so
your
goddamn
family.
much. And I want to your life is the one that I want the most. And when I switched agencies, I mean, I don't know all of it, but I feel like I see a lot of it. Actually, I feel like I was here for the earthquake because I lived through that with you. I almost just said I was here for the earthquake because I felt like I was. You took me on that adventure. I was screaming at my phone, go under something. What are you doing walking around next to bookshelves going like, Isla, come here. I'm
My
like,
only
"Get under
regret
that
is not
table,
yelling
you
Body
two."
Shots World Tour.
Hilarious.
Isla was half asleep. She's like, shut up.
Yeah, you're like, wake up, Isla. Yeah, how do you do it?
I don't think I do it well.
I know. I mean,
but I don't know. Do you think you think you're gonna have kids?
No, but I just mean like the idea of having kids is so far off because I would like to first meet someone that I could either go, yeah, I want to have kids with you, or
If you got pregnant
still-
right now,
that's a great question. Depends on if the dad would be involved.
so okay,
I need some help. And I need some parental.
Let's workshop this, okay? You're doing a theater in Cleveland.
If you're gonna make me hook up with someone randomly in Cleveland, that would never happen.
What about
Why?
just some random cum in a jar?
Okay, if I accidentally bumped a shelf and it fell
Yeah,
off and
and
it
and
fell
went up your vagina.
and went in and spilled into my vagina.
And it's a cool jar.
Okay, I like in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So you're in
Okay.
CrossFit and you're doing those push-ups off the ground off your head.
Yes.
Someone comes up with a squirter bottle.
just like a hot.
The only way that I could get pregnant is if I had sex with someone, and I have a rule where I don't have sex unless I'm in a committed relationship.
Really?
Yeah. I've been doing it for a while. I didn't realize it was like a thing that I did, but a lot of what my special is about is the fact that sex makes me really connected with men. Even like, it didn't even explore this on my
By
special.
the way, you definitely should.
It should. It didn't used to because I would get blackout drunk.
I know, but you're like that's such a fucking. There are so many people that are going to hear that because of the way culture's gotten, where it's
Yeah.
like Tinder swipe, swipe, where you go.
Where they're like,
you know what I didn't
"Whoa."
realize is like I get really connected with men. There will be so many people going, that is crazy. I find a connection when I have sex with a person.
Yes, but it's like it's too much. Like I feel like men I make bad choices with men, and I feel like they have the ability to really make me so sad. And when I get depressed, it's just like I can't work or function. So I'd rather just not even risk dealing with them because they disappoint me so much
I know that feeling.
and it hurts.
Yeah, but can I tell you? I said this to Leanne the other day. You hear? That is it was me and you. That is the base of misogyny. Just the opposite of that, where guys feel the exact same thing. That's how misogyny shows up. Like, so Halston and I were talking about this to Leanne because she was like, Leanne's jokingly but not jokingly been calling me an outright misogynist. And I was like, no, there are times in my life that I've been misogynistic, like been a misogynist, but it's always because that feeling you said, I feel the exact same way. But from guys, we were never allowed to vocalize stuff like that. All you could do is say to your buddies like, dude, fuck bitches, dude. Who needs a fucking chick? Bang them, get the fuck out. That and that
That's
energy,
what I'm almost at.
Yeah, that energy is shared with men and women. It's just women were given a set of coping skills and mechanisms to say, maybe I need therapy to figure this out. Maybe I'm gonna read a book. Guys didn't have that like welcoming center. And Halston and I said that to Leanne, and she's like, huh? What the fuck? Like couldn't wrap her head around it.
It's all about you guys not being able to process your sadness and your disappointment and your like,
And it's not our
and
fault.
it comes out in anger.
It
So it
can't be
comes
our
out in
fault.
No,
fucking
yeah.
bitch.
All women are whores.
Start
Refer to dude. There is a
and all men are
huge-
fuckboys, which I don't like that because they're not all fuckboys. I'm choosing fuckboys. They're not all. There are so many good guys that would treat me so well. I'm not interested in you. It is my problem. It starts with me, and I acknowledge
I'm not
that.
interested in you.
I'm not interested in someone who's going to be. There are times in my life, like you just realize, like, oh, I'm choosing people who are so unavailable and that are just stoking this flame of me being like, they're fucking all like this, and I'm the chooser.
So wait,
They're not all like that.
So let's get to the base of this problem because you are the exact opposite in business.
You can't run your romantic life the way you run your career. I'm not attracted to men who want to be bossed around and told what to do. I want to be bossed around and told what to do in a relationship. But in my career, I'm very much like, I want this, I don't want this, I'm going to get that. And that's not attractive. And I can't put that away in a relationship. So I attract men who are into that, and I don't respect you.
Hey, Nikki. Shh. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, Andrew.
Shut up.
No, I really like that was too polite, by the way.
Yeah,
That was
I know,
really
it's like, yeah. Hey, shut your trap. Shut your trap.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the problem, is that a lot of girls are taught to be, we're all like feminists now and we can run our own shit, but that doesn't work to attract the kind of men that we're into, because we want to be bossed around a little bit.
Do you think that's an interesting point. Do you think feminism is shifting a lot of expectations women had about men and is shifting the way men are feeling about themselves in relationships?
Give me an example.
Well, whatever you just said was really smart. And all I heard from that was feminism has taught women to be in control of stuff and drive stuff. And most men were brought up to think, I'm going to be in a relationship where I'll
Yeah, it's unattractive to men. Women are being, we now can have everything in our career lives, but that kind of behavior in relationships it pushes men away, because men want to chase, men want to pursue. It's their nature. And so we come at them with this energy that has been instilled in us in a great way of like, you can do anything, you can have anything, ask the guy out. And that does work with some men. Some men prefer that, but the problem is you have to be into the type of guy that prefers that. And a lot of women aren't. A lot of girls like me who run their own shit, I want to be dominate. I want to be led. I want a man to I'm very masculine in my career, but I'm a lady in the sheets.
No one wants what you're saying. What's really interesting is I had a premise that I can't work it out, because it just sounds, it's not all the way thought out.
Yeah.
But the premise is that all men are identical at the end of the day. Liberal, Antifa, Proud Boy, they're all fucking identical. When it comes to, they just want chicks, and they're all going to act the exact same way about chicks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just their whole goal is to get chicks. Women are like a fucking pendulum swing. Women are so fucking different. There are women that are like this.
We want shoes.
This has nothing to do with sex. I give two fucks about sex or about that.
Makeup?
It's but what you said was is really interesting, is that these guys that come from a cuck perspective of like, it's like a virtue signaling thing you see online where it's like they almost like get close with the enemy to be like, that's how I'm gonna
guess
get
what?
women.
We're not fucking those guys.
Yeah.
We're not.
Is that ultimately
we're not into it. I mean, like,
Those
sexually,
guys-
I'm so appreciative of those guys that stand up for us, and like, and by the way, there are some guys that are feminists and outspoken about it, that like, you're hot enough and I don't care.
Rob Delaney.
Yeah.
Rob Delaney is a hardcore feminist,
but he's
a
actually
fucking
like
man.
masculine about it.
He's a very masculine
There's a
man,
way
yeah.
to be
It's how
a
low your
feminist
voice
and
is.
be hot.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're hot. No, there's a way to do it, but I'm not attracted. If you don't respect women, get the fuck out. Like, if you're at all misogynist, I'm not interested in that anymore. That was me in my early 20s that like liked guys that would neg me or be mean to me. No, I'm not attracted to that. What I'm talking about is like, I don't want a guy that's mean or that's boss, like is gonna hit me or something. I want a guy that's just like, I'm gonna get you the way that I went after in my career and got it, no matter what anyone said and failed. I want a guy to pursue me that hard. That's what I want.
Do you want to? Okay.
I want a guy to wear me down.
See, I
want to be convinced.
Interestingly enough, I want to be sold.
And then there's some guys like, I don't need to be sold.
Really?
Yeah, just like fucking hot dudes that this is the thing, Bert. I have crushes on guys that I'm now getting exposed to as someone who's like, you know, creeping up in fame, that I've liked, that I've watched on TV for years or enjoyed their music for years. And I'm like, I have a shot with that guy that like I fantasized about in high school. That kind of shit is happening. That's where I can go, yeah, let's do this right now. I don't need you to
be my
No, I've already like
You played this in your head.
Yes, I've masturbated to you.
This is a trophy
already.
fuck.
Before
By the way, I just want to know names right now. Like I'm like Rob
I don't
Thomas.
really have any. No, I
Gene
wish.
Simmons?
Oh my God, Rob Thomas. He's someone
Spin
that
doctors?
I mean, like, it is what I think I matched on Raya with and this is not an example of Adam Duritz from Counting Crows. And I was like, I could maybe fuck Adam Duritz. That's wild. That
One of
would have been my
thousands.
dream as
Yeah.
a 10th grader. I once touched his dreads because I was like a grabby.
He just cut them
teen.
off, apparently.
I know. I touched him before when I was at a concert because I was like, I love you so much. And then I matched with that guy. I have a chance to maybe bang that guy. Not saying that
So
I
wait,
could.
what's Rhea? Rhea's the
Raya is the celebrity dating app, and I never wrote back, but I would because I was too scared. But he's Adam. He's too old for me now. It's just like they're.
He'd fall in love with you, and you'd have to break his heart, and that would break your heart.
We've always been too far in age length. But when I was in 10th grade, he was like a cute young boy, and so I could dream. A girl could dream. Now that's reality. But yeah, there's some people. And now that I feel like I'm only getting more famous, I'm not trying to be braggy, but that's just the way that this works.
Yeah, you
It's
just
been a
keep
slow
working it,
and
yeah.
steady climb. The people that are going to open up to me, I might be like, I could maybe do like guys that I wouldn't even think I have a chance with. But then I also think that I'm getting older, and so those chances are diminishing.
No, you're not. How were you? 34?
35.
Jesus Christ. 35 is still like 35.
I know. I'm going to enjoy it because I'm
still
as
too
young as I'll
for
ever
me.
be.
That's
Thank you.
35. I go. I mean, it's like it's got to be nice.
How old are you?
but 46.
46?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go 46.
46.
That's not-
Leanne's
I have
turned-
to.
Leanne turned 49 today,
Really?
and I mean,
Happy
I
birthday.
made a joke about it the other day, but I need a chick with a sloppy décolletage. Like I need but in everything you said, I look for the woman like that take charge of woman. I
Yeah.
find that sexy, and Leanne was that.
I did too.
Leanne was that the day I met her was like,
Yeah,
oh,
some guys are into it.
Well, you
Yeah.
could be. I think that there's always like a strong line of you're a cuck or you're a manly man, and you could
Yeah.
be both. You could be sensitive and talk about your feelings while being able to throw a football 45 yards. Well,
Yes.
50 maybe. You know?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, and like you were saying, though, that you couldn't confide in your friends growing up because you'd be called a little bitch. You'd be called a cuck.
yeah.
And now, but then you also say that you won't fuck cucks. So now it's like,
I will tell you I've told you this before. The most
Yeah.
turned on I ever got was watching my boyfriend sob. I was like, you're accessing feelings. I talk about it in my special. I'm so
but they
turned
got
on
to
by
be like
guys
manly
getting help.
tears. They can't
No,
be
it
like,
doesn't.
oh, help, I want you.
No,
It's more, no?
That I don't think that I don't want a guy that I have to be like, ask me out, kiss me. That's
Yeah.
what I don't want. And that is what some guys do need.
Some guys do need that.
They do
And
need-
especially in today's culture.
Yes.
Today's culture has demanded it.
You're so right. And I'm just keep waiting, and guys never make. I was in a bed with a guy. This is wild. Oh, Andrew witnessed it. I spent
Yeah, I was
all
there. I was
day
videoing.
with this dude, hanging out, laughing at his jokes, flirting, and like he
I
touched
had to too.
I know you did too.
Comedian?
No, no.
Actor?
No. No.
Somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in in our industry.
Okay.
Hung out with this guy all day and really putting in because I wanted to hook up with him. I previously did really, really like this guy. Thought he might end up being my boyfriend at one point. And then we had a very intimate moment on the FaceTime, a couple of them, like emotionally intimate, where I was like, yes, he's opening up. I love this. And then he ghosted me. And then he reached out to Andrew and explained to Andrew that I did just seen too much and that he could never like look at me the same way because I saw him in such a vulnerable
I'm
state.
dying to know.
I'll tell you
who
off
this.
air.
Yeah, who this. I'm like kind of going like, what?
Yeah. So anyway, it happens a lot. I think a lot of times this happens to me a lot with guys is that they open up to me about something that they've never told anyone because I'm very non-judgmental and I have that effect on people and it's always happened to me. And I think guys do that. And I tend to psychoanalyze, which I should not do anymore. And they make some breakthrough with me. And then they're like, oh no, she saw that thing from my childhood or whatever it is. And then they're like, they're not ready to really face it. And I've opened up this door in their mind.
And now they can't not
And
look
then
in that mirror, in that window.
when they see me, it's like,
They're
that's
like,
what they think
oh,
of.
fuck.
And she knows this thing. And meanwhile, I've
sucked my
forgotten
own
it.
dick
I don't
when I
even
was
care.
7.
It didn't. Your childhood trauma didn't even
Your childhood trauma. It just turned me on.
Every time
I didn't know the details.
It didn't even
Every
register.
time I see Nikki, I suck my own cock.
Yeah. It was and so anyway, this guy eventually he
with him.
comes back around and I'm like, you know what? I need to like hook up. I need a fucking story. I've already hooked up with this guy before. And this is months after he ghosted me. He apologized. We had a good like thing, and I felt like I forgave him, but I was also like, I'm watching you. And anyway, I put in all this work all day. Andrew hangs out with us too, and then we end up back at his place. I have a 3 a.m. pickup from the hotel to go to get a 5 a.m. flight. It's 1 a.m. We're back at his hotel. We're in his bed. I'm fully clothed because he has not like touched me yet. Well, we just walk into his suite and then he just gets in bed and he strips down as he's talking to me just about whatever, work, and doesn't acknowledge that and I go, oh, that's what we're doing? Gets in bed. I get in bed because I go, I'm not going to just sit here and watch you in bed. I don't even understand. And it's getting to that point where it's too it's too much of a hassle to leave. And I've put in this much work that I'm like, I'm going to at least get fingered a little bit or something here. I'm going to at least get to make out and feel something.
Yeah.
So I get in bed with him. And meanwhile, we've hooked up before, okay? I get in bed with him and I am waiting. And it is now, we're talking in bed like it's me and my girlfriend in 4th grade talking, just staring at the ceiling, talking about, he's not even touching me. And by the way, I'm clothed, so I haven't. So then I go, I'm taking off my pants. Take off my pants. That's the sign. Make a move. I'm getting undressed. It got to the point where I was like, are you falling asleep? Because like our conversation was getting a little bit stilted. And he
Well, it
goes,
was a podcast.
Eventually. Yeah.
We're coming up on an hour.
We
It
should
probably
have been
felt like,
recording
yeah,
it
you should
because
record
it was
that.
our conversation was that unsexy. It was just like, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how have I found myself here? And then finally I go, I'd love for you to touch me, by the way. Because they got to the point where I go, I'm going to leave. And he goes, what? Don't
Already
leave.
when you've said that, I bet you're kind of starting to getting to the point where you're like, I'd love for you to touch me. But to be honest with you, the fact that I had to say that is making me fucking a little angry.
Oh boy. Because as soon as we did start touching, I was like, I'm so mad right now. I can't even enjoy this because I would have enjoyed this. I got so turned on. He touched my back in the elevator earlier in the day. I was like into it. And so
It's interesting that one little touch can get a girl going for like 7 hours later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I was down for
he
it.
touched you always hear that, like, he grazed my knee. And so then I 69 with him 5 hours later. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's something so sexual.
It takes a while to dry
It's
out.
like, if we just
after
do this,
something
Bert,
like that.
it's like, who knows what will happen.
I did.
Oh, I'll hold on to that.
By the way, you
for all
have
my
to touch my dick with intention to turn me on.
God, is that true? That's so interesting.
You can't like
Yeah,
you rub my back and I'm like,
Oh my God. To any girls listening, girls, it's like the most thrilling thing to me when you are first like hanging out with a guy and you like him so much and you don't know if he likes you is when you're sitting next to each other and there's your legs flush and you just hold it. Oh my God, even thinking about it, like the guy doesn't pull away and it's like, oh, I'm sorry. He just leaves it.
You have
You're
to
like,
stab your dick with a hot iron.
This is fucking on. That's how little. That's like a whole chapter in 50 Shades.
by the way, that is like so foreign to me that I'm like, huh? I'm gonna just go up to Leanne and just be crowding her in a chair.
Yeah, just go like
Get
Hey.
away from me.
Leanne, the other
I'm
day,
so close.
I just went up behind her and I've said this before, but I found out that you can't just go up and just grab them by the boobs. And so like, yeah, well, thank you. I wish, yeah. Well, and Leanne just doesn't like it. That's why I just grabbed her, like touched her a little bit, not in a sexy way, and like I'm acknowledging your existence,
Yeah.
that you're carrying this space, and I'm noticing that this space is full. Like it's not like it was no sexual thing.
Yeah.
And man, she lost her fucking mind.
Just-
Next thing you know, we're in bed. She's naked, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait,
Like,
really?
Yeah. She
Oh.
was like, just the idea that I didn't try to touch any part of her
Yeah.
body that had to do with sex.
Oh, interesting. She was. Oh
yeah,
my
but
God.
stop
yeah.
fucking the back of my knee now. Like, can you actually work your way towards my pussy now, please?
Yeah, a touch can be. Yeah.
So what did you end up doing with the guy?
I mean, thank you, Andrew.
yeah, we'll get back to it.
Well, it got to the point where we're making out, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm into this. Yes, but I'm still fucking mad. And then, And then we went to full. I don't want to sell too much. We went to full round. I knew I wasn't gonna come not because of him, but because the day before I had squirted for the second time in my life, and it was the best orgasm I've ever had in my life. So there was no chance of me having anything close to that.
Yeah, but you ruined the sheet.
Oh,
She
dude, I
ruined the
ruined this bed.
hotel
But I,
sheet.
Wait,
in
hold on, were you by
anticipation of
yourself? Were you
seeing
by
this guy,
yourself?
in anticipation of seeing this guy, I went to town on myself the day before and ruined my bed. Like it was Bert. I'm not trying to be so sexy about this because it
an
wasn't even.
outline, yeah.
I don't know. It flushed down and went and stained. I was wet up into my back. The whole thing.
shit.
It was a straight up puddle. It was, and I immediately went like this because I wanted to see if it was pee. I was like, did I just pee?
Yeah.
But it wasn't yellow, and my pee is always yellow because I have a lot of vitamins and I don't drink enough water. But it was not pee. It didn't smell like it at all. Even after it had, I went back to it and was like, are you sure? It was wild. So. And I told all my friends. I told Andrew immediately. I told Emil. I was like, guys, I know this is like
but this is
probably
the-
me tooing you, but I squirted so much, and I'm
I
so
know that
excited
I'm
about
me
it.
doing you right now, but I'm gonna let this happen.
Yeah, I know if the headliner would tell, like, I jerked off so much earlier today, that would be a very disgusting thing. But I was just like, I did this novel thing that was the coolest thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
wait,
but
how
rubbing
does-
my nose in it was a little much.
How does squirting work? Because I don't.
I don't-
like,
well,
can anyone do it?
Yes, because I thought I couldn't, and I tried for years not years, but like with my ex-boyfriend, we would try to like do the thing where the guy's just doing this
I've seen
to the
that
girl.
video with the guy in the Ayurveda with the grapeseed oil, where he's like, it's an
Yes.
all green room, and he's like, all right, first you want to waka 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 waka.
He's got
waka,
like
waka.
a neck tattoo,
Yeah,
but he's
and
a doctor, right?
he's
Yeah,
a
that
doctor.
yeah. That guy, I've tried, but that does work on some girls. The thing is, I think that could work on me too. It's just like I haven't stayed the course. And this particular time, if girls are listening and are like, I can't squirt, and I haven't been able to replicate this because it's like it takes so much work. It has to be like your third orgasm. And usually by orgasm 1, I'm like too sensitive. I'm like, I'm done. I don't need it. That day I was just very inspired. And I didn't even have to try. It just happened. And I was like, what's going on? Like so persevere and you can do it.
What's the name of that thing you talked
The
about?
womanizer.
The womanizer.
It sucks your clit and it's great. It's great.
I wish Leanne's not into any tools. It's got to be all natural for Leanne.
Well, then just suck her clit.
Yeah, well,
Is that part of your?
yeah. I think I've got
down style?
that. I didn't learn how to go down on Leanne until we have been married like 4 years, and then I watched. I mean, anyone that knows the podcast, I'm sure I've told this, but I watched Cat House. And the girl had
Wait, the reality show on
He
HBO?
died
Yeah.
last year.
I missed that show.
Sad.
and this guy came in, and this girl was like, he doesn't know how to eat pussy. And I was like, I'm sitting on the couch by myself, drinking a bottle of wine. I was like, what a fucking idiot. And she's like, all of a sudden he's just ... And I was like, wait, that's what I do. And then she's like, oh, this is a very simple way to eat pussy. It's got to be gentle chaos, little light flickers, and then a circle, and then go in. And I went, huh, interesting. I don't do any of that. So the next time I went down on the end, I did it. And within maybe a minute, within the first second, it was all different energy in the room.
Yeah.
Like her body would relax differently. And I went,
Yep.
whoa.
There's something to
And then
this.
within like 3 minutes, she had an insane orgasm. And I swear to God, she just yelled, fuck! And I was like,
yes.
I was like, what? She's like, what did you just do? And I was like, I watched Cat House.
What was that guy's name? Dennis?
Dennis Hoff. He was in
Dennis
here.
Hoff. He
Dennis,
was?
I did a podcast. He came.
Whoa.
Yeah, not. I mean, I'm sad he's gone, but like it was awkwardness too. Like I'm
No,
not
that's
a big
always
thing about over sexualized guys. Who's like,
I know that
he was like, I brought Donna with him. Donna, show him your pussy. And she was like, here you go. And I was like, oh, I don't like that energy. Like, let Donna choose to show her my pussy. Like,
Yeah.
like it's a.
Craig
Also,
Glaser
it's a nice
energy.
couch.
Do you remember? Do you know Craig Glaser from
No.
Kansas City?
You
You
know?
never worked this close. Okay, never mind. Yeah, but there's those certain guys where you're just like, ugh.
Like I don't need to see your pussy. We're doing a podcast. No one else can see your pussy. It's just me. And now it's awkward. I feel like
Porn star energy in general, like I respect porn stars so much, but I'm always just like, I can't believe they're just so open.
I said to Dr. Drew one time, I said it. if I found out I had like a month to live, I would hope my wife would let me go out and have sex with all my favorite porn stars. And then Dr. Drew was like, hold on. That means you won't be fulfilled unless you have sex with these women. I said, no, I just thought it'd be fun to take a run at it. And he goes, okay, but you may die tomorrow. Like, why aren't you doing that anyway? And I was like, well, that's not what I want. And he was like, well, but you just said that's what you want. And I got caught in such a slippery slope of going like,
Yeah,
oh,
if that's
yeah,
what you
like-
wanted, you would be pursuing that life.
yeah. And then I was like, wait, I guess I don't want that. Like, I was like there's like a few porn stars where I go, in my head, I
Who?
go, that would Christy Mack.
Christy Mack.
She was the one that got beaten up by War Machine.
Oh yeah,
She's so beautiful.
like a suicide girl, ton of tattoos,
Into snakes, kind of like a
Florida
definitely-
boy could dream.
Dude, there's something about coming from Florida where you really appreciate
A girl
like-
that could hold a snake.
Oh, God.
man.
But like she's so hot that I would go, but she looks totally different than Leanne. Like it's almost like a not even real, you know?
Yeah.
I mean it, and I'm not into like, I don't like porns where the girl is like, fuck this pussy. Like I like there to be something connective.
Yes. I want her to be really having an orgasm. That's why I only watch I pay like $30 a month to get into kink.com because those girls, they're having orgasms.
For real?
Legit ones, dude. I mean, it's some weird stuff and I'm into some like hardcore stuff. Like you can't go to kink.com and just like, it's not vanilla. It's nothing vanilla on there. Everything's weird. But those girls that's why I like bondage, is because these girls can't wiggle away from they're being like really forced to do it. And
some bondage is hot. Some bondage rubs me the wrong way.
oh yeah, I say it all the time. Like everything else they're doing to her is great, but they have to have a boot on her head. I can't watch the rest of this. The guy's holding her head down with a boot on her face. That's so bad for her skin. She's gonna break out tomorrow in a shape of a boot. Like she's gonna have because that's a dirty boot. Be nice.
There's got to be.
What if they're clean new boots?
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
That's-
I wouldn't mind a
so
boot on the face if it was a perfectly brand new, fresh out of the box Timberland.
yeah.
And you did
it's
it
gotta
gently.
come-
that wasn't like actually hurting me, but
Yeah.
it like,
Well,
I
has-
don't know if I could get
he
up.
has to
I wouldn't
take
mind
the
a boot.
He has to take the paper out of the boot. Like
Yeah.
you have to know it's new.
A clean.
Here's the thing
foot.
about banging a porn star though. Like I think you would have a month to live. You'd bang one porn star for like an hour, and then you'd be
hour?
done. Or what I'm saying though, like whatever it is.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you wouldn't want to bang anymore. Like I feel like you just need to get it out before you die. I don't think you'd want to bang like 7 different porn stars, would you? Or don't you think you would
I
just
think
get that?
think one porn star would suffice for all.
That's what I'm
porn
thinking.
stars.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
All right. Which one are you choosing?
I don't know. I just click most viewed. I'm very simple man
I want
with it.
this
Really?
guy
Yeah,
with
I
he's
there's-
not even hot. He just like he doesn't even get hard. He's just doing a job. That's who I want.
Do you have a name here?
I forget his name. I think it's God damn it.
Evan Stone.
One of our hosts.
I don't even want to say it because I don't want him to like actually come after me. But
Can I tell
I've
you-
looked into like going to one of these places and just like getting it done and not owing him anything. His dick doesn't even come out. When I see a dick sometimes in porn, I'm like, get that out of there.
Can I tell you who is the number one male porn star in this business?
Who?
I'm going to show him to you. He is.
But
this guy-
our host matched with the Raya girl, like a girl on Raya. Remember?
Our host.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Host.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's with the porn star on Riot.
Or I don't know why I did this.
No, but I don't understand what you mean. Your host.
So I don't know why I went
But
like
MC,
that.
I don't know what
our
the-
MC.
sorry,
Oh,
a
okay,
guy
okay.
that I bring on. I bring my own host sometimes too.
Okay.
Yeah.
He matched
So,
with a riot.
I don't know
girl?
why I did that, but the MC matched, and then I started looking at her porn, and there's something about
Knowing that
being
she's
a friend
real
of a
person.
friend that turns me on. Like it makes
I
me
could get
feel
to
like
her.
I kind of like
You know her.
She's also fucking hot
Oh,
as shit.
so Owen Gray. This is Owen Gray. He is. By the way, I hope I'm not me tooing you right now.
No, you're not. I want it.
I don't
Owen
know.
Gray is my favorite guy to watch have sex. I'm going to show it. I'm going to pass it male first, only
Okay.
so that. First of all, like, he always
Should we
starts
go to
with
the middle of it. Or?
Look at his leg tattoo. I'm obsessed with his leg tattoo. It's letters that turn into darkness. You need to see a better shot of his leg tattoo. Hold on, let's see his leg. Come on, Owen. Come on, Owen. What's this shit? Okay, you see this black leg he has?
Okay.
It turns in from that to letters. It's so fucking cool.
I know this guy.
You know this
That
guy?
is a great sleeve of sock.
Yeah, a great sock of
a great stocking. Is
a
probably what they're
stocking
called.
of tattoos.
It turns into letters up here. That guy's great at fucking.
He is great
Yeah,
at fucking.
yeah.
He's super sensitive. I used to do a thing called Open Tabs where I talked about him on my Open Tabs podcast.
Oh yeah, I remember open.
And
Tabs.
I said, and he's got a big dick, but this is one of those guys that's probably, he only looks like he has a big dick because he's probably like 5'6", and the porn stars are, he direct messaged me. He goes, hey man, thanks for talking about me on the podcast. Heads up, I'm 6'2". And I was like, all I thought was, that is a hog. That is a legit hog.
Wait, I gotta see this. Please pass it
Oh,
over.
my bad. Yeah, dude. I mean,
Here.
Oh yeah, this guy's great.
you
This
think
guy's
you could
great.
get hard if you had cameras all around you?
I could not.
It's so impressive to me.
You said that like
could
you've
not.
thought about this.
I
for a
could not. I could not. I can barely act when cameras are on me, let alone fuck like a champion. He is. If I was a woman, I would definitely reach out. There was a woman.
Really?
There was a female comic someone told me about who did a porn and wrote about it in Huffington Post.
Oh yeah, I think she fucked porn. I think she fucked James Dean.
She did fuck James Dean.
Yeah.
And she, by the way, someone told me about it. I watched it. She had an amazing body. She
Yes.
was great at sex. But James Dean was a champ.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Those guys really know how to have sex. I could not perform like that.
And you shouldn't be expected to.
No, I mean, not even remotely. It would be such a watching me have sex would probably be like watching anyone else try stand up for the first time. Like where they're like, oh, this is so awkward. Wow, the lights are bright. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
I'm forgetting my jokes
Sweating.
right now. I'm forgetting my jokes right now.
Yeah,
Like,
just
it-
every time you don't get
Every
better.
time.
I
You don't feel like you've gotten better over.
Don't you have a system of we do this first,
Yeah.
then we do this
Yeah.
first, then we do this, and then it's over.
It gets.
And then we get back on our phone.
Kissing, talking, giggling, kissing,
Cute.
and then I give her oral sex, and then
Great.
we have sex. That's
Wow. What?
Wait,
Really?
there's no oral for you.
No.
See, that's
right now,
that's
right
my
now,
that's
Leanne's
my
got
new
a fucking.
premise.
Leanne's got a ruse going on. She had a something in her, like a cyst in her face that they had to remove,
Oh.
and she got they literally cut her like worse I've ever seen. They cut her from like here to here,
Jesus.
and they were like, "Listen, you got to be easy on your face because that could open up." They had to stitch it from the inside and on the outside, and they're like, "You got to be easy on it." So every time she's like, "Doctor says I can't give a blowjob." I'm like, "I just watched you eat a cheeseburger the other day."
I think you can take.
Yeah, I think you can take a dick.
Yeah. You swallowed it whole.
She's like, "Nope, doctor says." But yeah, we're pretty meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I think that's the way it should be. You should have like a rhythm, and you should deviate from that occasionally when there's.
We do, but not like crazy. Like like every now and then she'll surprise me, and I'll be like, "Whoa, what was that?" You know what we did that was really fun?
Yeah, what?
We did the 12 Nights of Kamasutra with a bunch of friends. So, and we decided to do the 12 Nights of Christmas. So in December last year, we threw 12 parties with our 4 friends.
Oh my God.
Our group of friends. And so 12 nights in December.
A row?
And no, just random. So there was
Is
it would be
everyone
like,
in on it? All the friends?
everyone's got to come. So if by the way, I have thrown some amazing parties. I would like to introduce everyone to my brilliant idea of called a preparedness party. Okay? This is how a preparedness party does. Now, what you should do is get a list of your closest friends, right? On a text message and say, "Hey, in case of a natural disaster, terrorist attack, earthquake, you name it, we should all be on the same group so we help each other assist." So we have our friends, our group of campers, we've all agreed that in the case of a natural disaster, we will all show up at one house and we'll all live out of that house. And so we do a preparedness party.
That's a great idea.
All of a sudden, someone just texts and goes, "Preparedness party, earthquake, be at my house in 5 minutes."
Bring a can good.
And everyone's got to bring all their go bags, their
What,
cash.
really?
Oh, it's fun as fuck. And then you sit at the table, open up everything, and go, "All right, we got $5,000. What do you got?" "Oh, I got 10, and everyone's got we got a pistol, we got a shotgun, we got water, we got a water purifier, we got generators. Like a preparedness party is one of the funnest things ever.
Why are you doing this short of a natural, just as a practice?
So we did it as a practice run one time. We did 12 nights of Christmas. I'm always up for throwing a party. So we did the 12 nights of Christmas, and we did 12 nights of partying, and we celebrated something different every night. And then 3 nights in, one of the moms, or I'm sure it was me, said we should do the 12 nights of Kamasutra. And we all text one move to each other, and we all do that move with our partners and then report back the next morning.
I love it.
It was so much fucking fun.
It's such a great bonding experience.
It was so much fucking fun. First of all, our Asian couple in the group, I won't say their names, but I've said them before, and so I just won't say them now. The Asian couple gave their kids Sudafed the first night.
Oh my God.
And misunderstood our English and thought we did all 12 moves that night. They did all 12 moves the first night.
No.
They drugged their
They gave their kids Sudafed so they could fuck. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
I mean, these moves are, some of them are.
This one, I'll tell you, I did one. Leanne
gotta be
was
flexible,
so
no?
fucking into this.
That's so
it's
hot.
like,
That's so fun.
she came in one morning. She goes, all right, like I'm laying in bed.
Yeah.
I'm like hungover. She goes, all right, here's the move. Take your pants off. And I was like, what? It was like so hot. She was like, here's the move. What it was I laid, both of us sat like we were sitting in a chair. Okay.
Okay.
Leanne laid on her back, feet kind of like in the air, like doing a sit up. Feet in the air for the chair that way. I laid on my side in the chair and slid my chair underneath her, and that was how we did it. So it was like, it was like this.
like a swastika.
It was like
Something hot.
it's exactly like a swastika.
Okay, so she's like,
And I had my arms like this.
Yeah.
Like,
And
she
you were
had
in
her arms like this.
full gear.
Oh,
Yeah, you're getting ready. You're getting prepared.
oh God.
That's fun. Yeah, you spice it up. A
It
little
was
way.
so much fucking fun.
So you do that. When you report back, did everyone have like different? Well, obviously,
Some
they did.
people-
Some people weren't into it. Some
people
were.
weren't into it. It was very vulnerable for some. Some were like, we were texting first thing in the morning. All right. Leanne says that hurt her episiotomy scar. Anyone else got that? Like, it was so fun. We had such a fucking fun time doing it.
Do you keep any of the moves that you got from there? Or are they just so ridiculous that it's... Because you know how sometimes you discover something in bed where you're like, whoa, what was that? Do that again. Let's remember it. And and then you can't get it back. You're like, what was that one thing? It felt so good.
There was one time where we had sex and I felt like I don't know what the position, it was like a weird position where she was kind of up a little bit. The blankets were jammed under on accident.
Yes.
And it was like, I swear to God, it was like a key in a lock position.
Yes.
Where all of a sudden, as I went in, you could feel it go like click. And as you felt that, she'd be like, oh. And I was like, wait, how do we find this again? I've never been able to find it.
Yes.
I'm always going like, there's it around there somewhere.
No, it's just like those perfect moments that you have to be like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah. It's crazy. I think we probably had better sex when we first started dating, because I remember we used to have orgasms together all the time.
Yeah, of
And
course.
now it's like, there's a weird thing where you're like, what am I going to do? Try to impress my wife?
Yeah.
Break a sweat for someone I live with?
Yes.
That I love. The mother of my children.
Yeah, what? Come on.
The one
I
that's
own
been there
property
for me.
this with this woman.
Yeah, because some of sex is like performing. And if you don't really, if you're like, they're gonna love me anyway, what do I need to do anything extra? I just want to come.
It's like doing.
I'm like Chris Lee at a meet and greet. Hi, it's nice to meet you too. Thank you very much. I just walk away.
It's like
Is that him in a meet and greet?
No, but I'm certain Dalia does not like go overboard the way I do at a
my
meet and
God.
greet. Like I'm sure he's just like,
I know. Look
very
at
nice to
you
meet
and
you.
I are just like, hey, our arms wrapped.
Yeah.
Do you want a picture? They're like, I'm good. I'm like, let's take a video.
I
Like,
would love to be one of those guys that could just be like Segura. Yeah, hey, you paid for it. I'm here. What do you need out of me?
yeah,
and
I know.
And then they just go like, just a big fan. Cool.
You
Want to get
do-
a picture?
You still do meet and greets like everyone?
Oh,
Do you have a
She
chance?
did like
So
a VIP thing. Didn't you?
no. We did a raffle
Yeah.
originally. It was a really good idea. raffle it off. That way, if you really want, if you ever paid more than $50, we pulled your ticket regardless.
Right.
Like if someone was like $50 for the raffle, their ticket got pulled. They always met me. But if for the other people, they could be like, hey, it's $2, here's $10. I'd do it if I win it.
Yeah.
And that was fun. We'd pull like 50 names. They could bring someone with, so it was like 100 people.
That's a lot of people to meet.
Yeah, but and then what I started doing, and then I just started going, hey guys, I'm going to this bar afterwards.
I know.
If you guys want, I'll meet you there. Now what I'm doing is I'm partnering with the venues and saying, let's close off the street in front of your venue and let's open up a beer garden, get a bunch of vendors in, and let's generate a bunch of money. And that's what we're doing now. We did
so
that.
smart.
We did
so
that
you create
with
your
the
own
Met.
party.
Yep, create your own party. You're not beholden to a bar. You can do it. You're in control of everything.
That's so
you have security
smart.
with you.
You don't need a license or anything for that?
They take care of all of that. So
Oh,
we're doing
wow.
that at a bunch of select venues where it works, where they'll corner off like a parking lot or something. But it makes so much more sense.
And more money and more and you get to meet, because that's the thing. I want to meet fans, but I can't meet everyone. It's just too exhausting. You just can't do it. You don't have the.
So I will
for
say,
it.
not to bring sex into this, but as a woman, it's a totally different game than as a guy. When people grab me and like fucking try to manhandle me to get in, it's totally different than the exact same energy to a woman is like, yo, man.
I will say though, if you have drunk female fans, they're grabbing you so much. As if you're a male comic with drunk female fans, you're getting sexually harassed way more than I am.
Oh,
way more, because my fans aren't generally that drunk.
Mine are hammered.
And I talk so much about not touching me, like that it doesn't happen. It still happens.
Yeah.
But drunk women with a guy that they think, especially someone like you, with shirt off, you're getting touched so much.
I get women ripping their shirt off, women kissing me on the cheek.
Yeah,
which
you're
I don't
getting
mind.
it a lot.
I don't mind a kissing. I've had my dick grabbed a ridiculous amount.
I'm gonna say so much.
I've had hand in the pants dick grab. I've had it all.
Because women think that you want it, and it's not as commonplace to call out women for that kind of behavior. But it's like, get off him. I get so angry about that because women do it to me. I have a joke where I talk about how I have a flat ass and how I've like come to terms with it, but I felt kind of insecure because the Me Too movement, because so many of the stories were like, and then he grabbed my ass, and it's like never happened to me. Like that's just not how I've been sexually
I've
harassed in my
never
life.
noticed you have a flat ass, and
I don't have
hate
an
to
ass.
say it. I'm gonna definitely look at it as you leave.
Yeah,
today.
I have a flat ass, and then I used to.
That's
I
how
had
you know
changed
someone
that
has
joke
a flat ass, by the way.
that you don't notice if they
Yeah,
have
you
an ass.
never
You're just,
noticed
I've
that
never
you-
even
I never
noticed that
even
you
knew you
have
had
an
an
ass.
ass, Nikki.
Yeah, because I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Like
By
if
the way,
she had a round,
You
huge
know
ass,
it.
you would
the
have known.
worst ass in comedy, without a doubt.
Oh my god.
Big J Okerson.
Oh really?
He doesn't even. It's just a back in a hole. It's
I
not even
can't
like a
even-
crack.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine.
I saw his asshole two nights ago, and he literally it was his butt cheeks are actually part of his legs.
I want to see so bad.
It was crazy. Like I wanted to say his butt cheeks had kneecaps in front of him. I'm gonna go see him right now. I gotta go over to Sirius XM. What is
Nice.
how's your morning show going?
It's so good.
You loving it?
Yeah, on Sirius XM every morning, channel 95, 10 to 12.
Are you
Eastern.
out here in the new studios?
Yeah, I've
on
been out here.
Sycamore?
When I come out here, I do it from 7 to 9, and it's it's awesome.
It's fucking
It's
beautiful,
the best,
isn't it?
dude? It's this. It's hanging out with friends,
Yeah.
talking, and having fun, having laughs, getting to work my comedy muscle
Yeah.
in a way that I don't even know I'm working. It's like, when people are like, I play tennis and that's my workout, and it's a fun way. I'm like, oh, I found a way to do that, like have a fun activity be my work.
I wrote more jokes doing your show than I ever.
Yeah, you've been so great on my show.
I've written so many jokes doing your show where you're just
Yeah.
fucking around, and then all of a sudden I'm like, that goes in the act.
Yes, dude.
It's your
It's
show's
so fun. We have
much
so
fun
much
to do.
fun. Yeah. It's the best. I look forward to it. We had last week off and I was like yearning for it. So and then we have the podcast of it. It's a great life, and it's kind of like, I remember talking to you about like TV opportunities and being like, I don't even really want to do that. Like, I'll only do it if it's perfect.
Yeah.
I can turn down
Isn't
TV
that
because my
crazy?
life is pretty great. I could be richer, sure, but I don't need to be. I'm very comfortable.
I'm super comfortable. I love doing stand up. I love that technically, you can't get fired from just doing stand up. It's if I get in cancel culture
Yeah.
now for something I say, I think for the most part my fans will be like, I actually heard that on the podcast and it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
I trust he's a comic and he's going somewhere with
Yeah.
it. Thank God we have guys like Dave Chappelle who are continuing to be the best in the business and the bravest. Did you hear the name of his new special?
What is it?
Sticks and Stones.
Ah.
Like just fucking going after it. I'm guys like Rogan who are like, no, you can try to bully me into making me do something. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
I love those guys in this business.
However, it's very easy for them with all of their money. And like, it's not as easy for someone who doesn't have like that kind of
strong
like,
following.
and just a wealth of material that people are just undeniably obsessed
And I'll do your
with.
TV shows, by the way.
Yeah,
If they don't want to do them, I'm more than happy.
Yeah, but you're right. It's nice to have people that do say fuck it and just keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do that.
I stopped.
Especially when you're in the middle. Like when you're on your way up, it's very like if you just don't give a fuck about having a career, you could do whatever the hell you want. And then if you're on the very top, you can kind of get away with shit. But like somewhere in the middle, it's hard to like.
Oh,
really
I would never want to start in stand up right now. I'd never want to be 10 years into stand up right now.
That's
where
what
you're trying to figure your voice and there's so many. Did you see the list that people are posting? Things not to joke about.
What?
Oh,
Oh no.
And they're like, and they're being serious. And they're being like, you can't joke about this. And you just like, I think you're missing the point of comedy.
I really, rape, you just can't. Here's the problem. If we don't have rape jokes, then we don't talk about rape, and then rape doesn't get talked about, and then we don't talk about the fact that I live in fear of getting, like, then rape is just like, like, don't do jokes about suicide. I remember doing one. I was, sorry, I dropped an earring. I was preparing for the roast, and I had some joke about suicide, and this girl in the front row was just like, no. And I go, oh, have you been hurt by suicide before? Have you lost someone to suicide? And she goes, yeah. And I go, so has everyone.
Yeah. Do you think your experience is more important than my experience?
And you know what? Maybe she lost a couple brothers or something to it. Maybe it was something way worse than what has impacted me. But it doesn't, like, don't you want me to talk about it? Because don't you want to bring awareness to it? The fact that people are struggling with it. Maybe if you talk about it more and say it more, it's not this like crazy word that's just like, it just doesn't make, we could talk about it forever, but people just hear a buzzword and then they just
I feel
tune
the
out.
same way about casseroles.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to talk about it.
Yeah, my dad choked to death.
Yeah. That
On
was
a casserole.
terrible. Yeah.
On purpose.
On
Killed
purpose.
himself that way.
Killed
That's how he did it at a really he really wanted to go.
It's crazy that people literally go, no.
Yeah.
She just goes, no. And I'm
Before
like,
they even hear it.
I told a joke.
Seven
I told a
words.
joke. I had a joke in Oxnard, and I said, kitty porn, and this woman goes, no.
no.
And I said, hold on, ma'am.
Yeah.
I said, you're here at my show. You bought a ticket. You know me. Do you think I'm going to say where you think this is going?
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't know, but you're not allowed to joke about that. And I went, I'm allowed to joke about everything, and you're kind of fucking up what the whole point is I definitely want you to say no in your head. And then I want to convince you that the premise I've come up with is better than, and she goes, well, okay, tell it. And I go, I'm not selling it now. You fucking ruined it.
Yeah,
like,
now-
how
now
dare
it's
you
tense.
ruin it? How dare you be so selfish to ruin it for everybody who is like,
It's worse
and
than
what
kitty
that
porn.
really is. But you know what? I will say that
it's worse than kitty porn.
and I always go, if a girl, like, if I say something on stage about like, anal and shitting on whatever, like just something about poop and just something about myself that I definitely think is disgusting. And I can't even believe I'm sharing with a group of people. And a girl just goes, ew.
Oh, yeah.
I go, she's doing that because she does exactly what I just said. Otherwise she wouldn't hate it so much. She hates herself for that. So it's so funny that you did that that's actually happened to you a lot, hasn't it? You've shit on a dick before, haven't you? And it was a bad experience and he wasn't cool about it. I'm so sorry. Don't come at me with your bullshit, because that just reveals to me, like, that woman definitely, she either didn't want someone to know, or wanted you to know. I have a child porn situation in my life that really fucked up my life, and now that's how I identify, because it's just like you want us to know about that about you. People just love to have an identity, which is, this offends me. And you know what? Sometimes it is triggering. I saw a rape victim leave a friend of mine's show in tears, very, like, you watched and you were like, that girl's not being dramatic. She's not drunk. She just heard rape and she was maybe, it doesn't matter when it happened, she was affected by that. And everyone's like, he shouldn't apologize. I'm like, he shouldn't apologize, but like, it made me realize like if you say that stuff, you might really deeply hurt someone. And I would feel sad for that. However, I'll still risk it.
I have no qualms about making a joke about anything. However, and I say however in the sense that my goal is never to make anyone feel like shit and like leave my show and be like, oh, that was the worst night of my life.
Yeah.
And I've done that. I've done that a couple times.
Me too.
And I've learned from that. And I've said, there's certain places where maybe for me, for Bert Kreischer, for what I like to do, that's not my angle. By the way, there are times where I take that angle, and I would like the opportunity to do both.
Yes.
And I'd hope that as a fan, you give me the radius of being like, hey, this might be a little outrageous. I remember one time I had a friend, I did a show, and I had a friend come up to me and say, I lost my dad a month ago, and I haven't been able to not think about it. And this is the first time that I tapped out. Mm-hmm. and she goes, and the joke that was the funniest was the joke about your daughter putting her finger in her ass and put it in the dog's mouth, because it was so outrageous and so offensive that I was forced to forget about my drama and think about that. And I went, so you can't ever really shame me into apologizing for a joke, because what offends you may really help somebody.
Right.
And I'm willing for that transaction to go on.
Yes. I mean, I think it's I'm sorry. I'm not sorry for the joke, but and there are times that I have written a joke that I'm like, that wasn't funnier than it was just mean. And I'll be like, okay, that was dumb. And I'm sorry.
You don't know that going on stage. No. You got to try it to find it out. It's like, you can't make omelets without breaking eggs.
Yes.
I always say my intent is never to hurt your feelings. It's always to make you laugh.
Yeah, I mean, and we know that about you, and that's why that's why you have your fans, is because they know, and you have, like we were talking about, your fans are just like decent people. They're not trolls trying to get people in trouble and accountable for, well, you said this on the podcast or whatever. It's because you are also exude that, and people are attracted to it.
Yeah. Although people are probably going to hit up Aziz and be like, I think Bert dislikes you.
I mean, your impression wasn't the most flattering.
I thought you nailed it.
It actually was really funny.
I was waiting for you to put a fish hook in my mouth.
The old hook.
Fish hook.
The old hook. I put a fish hook in her mouth. I hook her in the mouth.
By the way, I don't think I did a good.
Fun to do.
I don't think I did a good impression of him. Now that you, bitch. I think I did Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Told you to rape that bitch. Oh, well, I got to get you guys out of here.
Yeah.
It's 2:53.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
There's so much more I want to talk to you guys about.
I know, we can do
literally
this all day.
Next time you're in LA, just come in and we'll do another one of these.
I love that. Thank you so much
you
for
guys,
that.
You guys together are very, very easy to flow with.
Thank
you. And I love
you.
watching you guys on Instagram together. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that a little bit of me and Mark Norman in Europe was a little bit of you guys.
Thank you.
I was like, you guys have so much fun. I was like, come on, Mark.
So much.
I was like, Mark, I literally
do something.
I Googled, I'm not even joking. I Googled acrobatic moves for two men to see if me and Mark could come up with one, because you guys always dance together. I was like, Mark, let's do an acrobatic move. So I showed it to him and he goes, which one am I? I go, are you being serious right now?
Yeah,
you're the one that I'm holding. I'm not gonna. The fuck do you think you could? Oh
no,
you guys are really fun to watch tour.
Man.
Thank you.
You guys seem like very good friends, and
it's so fun to bring out your friend.
That's the one thing I wanted to say. I didn't get to say, because I got derailed in my own head. But I never brought anyone with me. I got to meet other people. But as I got older, I started to realize why guys like Rogan brought his groups with him, because the road didn't feel like work. It felt like you got to hang out with your friends. And
it's so, I didn't realize how lonely it was until I started bringing people with me. And I was like, that's why this wasn't as fun. Because I was just lonely.
And you're a single woman
And I was having to be friends with whoever they gave me. And sometimes I lucked out. But then a lot of times you're just like, oh, I'm just sitting in agreement with someone I don't want to talk to.
Oh.
So much of it is just hanging out, going to press. He always comes to press with me. You know those press runs where the club manager does, you're sitting in silence in the car on the way there and it's awkward. Like, I still make you do that sometimes, sit in silence.
Oh,
but
it's the best thing.
But it's nice to have someone there.
I brought Nikki to press with me.
Yeah.
Yes, you were the best to me. You trained I was so grateful for you, Bert. Like, you're such a great headliner to work with. Like, getting to work because you were so nice and you brought me to press and we're like, yeah, you're going to go do radio. No reason for me to go in with you. And that is not something I just was like, maybe this is something that happens. It's not something that happens. So I'm really grateful for that.
It should. It teaches. It just shows you like
I learned so much.
Not to be overwhelmed by the thing. If this guy doesn't give a fuck and he's just going in to fuck around, you should go in and fuck around.
Yes, it was that is exactly what I learned from you. And it was so much fun. I really realized that like you were the first guy to like, I watched you radio and was like, oh, this can be done in a way that is super fun and easy.
I did press with Rory Scovel one time, and I just walked in and started talking over them and changed their subject, and then went over and got a bottle of whiskey and opened it and poured us all drinks. And Rory was like this. He goes, I've never you can just walk in and just start talking over everyone.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Have you ever done press? He goes, I don't. What am I going to do press? Like,
and they can't wait to have you back when you make an impression like that because they don't want to lead it. It's so nice when someone comes in and steals the show for a little bit.
Yeah,
They're doing it every morning. It's so fun.
I'm going in to do the bonfire right now with Big J.
Go have fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring weed. I haven't been drinking, and so I think I'm gonna get high. And then it's Leanne's birthday. We're going to dinner tonight.
Ooh, that'll be a fun listen. I'll listen to that if you're gonna get high. I'll listen anyway. But I love the bonfire.
And then I think I'm gonna go to Tiffany's. It's her birthday, so
Tiffany's.
It's the only place I know to shop for jewelry.
I thought you were like, it's Tiffany Haddish's birthday or something.
No.
I got to go to Tiffany's for her birthday. Oh, you got to go to Tiffany.
That's the only place I know to get jewelry.
Yeah, it's the only place you should go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about jewelry,
but
if I'm like, ooh, Tiffany.
What's the new collection? And then they go, and then I don't spend a ton of money, but you just spend a little bit. And,
yes.
And the blue box seems nice.
Oh, it seems so nice. Yeah.
You know I absolutely love you. I'll do
love you.
Whatever I ever can for you. Please think, and it's extended to my fellow dirtbag Florida resident.
West Coast, East Coast.
Dude, I'm telling you, you two are funny shit to watch.
Thanks, man.
Whatever you need, and congratulations on the special.
Thank you, Bert Kreischer. I love you.
I can't wait to watch it.
Thanks, man.
Tonight, watch it, everyone.
Yes,
on Netflix.
Today. Oh my God, Netflix.
Fingered in an alley.
Yes, called Bangin. Bangin. Yeah, formerly known as.
While two dads watch.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's do.